question this morning. When Lisa Simpson meets Paul McCartney, he tells her that if you play a certain song backwards, you get a recipe for a, quote, really ripping lentil soup. What song is it? 215-263-WMMR. I will go to Jim to see if we can get the answer. Hey, Jim, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, Jim, what song, if you play backwards, gives you a recipe for a really ripping lentil soup?
Maybe I'm amazed.
You are correct. Hang on a minute, Jim. Got yourself a pair of tickets to see the amazing Sarah Silverman Thursday, May 4th at the Met in Philadelphia. You can get tickets via Ticketmaster and complete details at WMMR.com. So, Super Mario Brothers was the #1 movie at the box office this weekend.
It's massive.
$58.2 million. That's the third week in a row for it. Evil Dead Rise was second, followed by Guy Ritchie's Covenant, John Wick Chapter 4, Air, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. The Pope's Exorcist was seventh, followed by Renfield, Beau is Afraid, and Suzumi. I guess is how you say that.
Suzumi.
No, Suzumi. So box office doing well. I have a few stories to pass along to you. We're going to start with one that involves a friend of the program. Paul Rudd was on hand to film the moment that Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney's soccer team's dreams came true. The Hollywood stars were in the stands as their club, Wrexham, gained promotion to England's Football League after 15 years away.
It was huge. And I love this way that they operate, where you can, as depicted a lot in Ted Lasso, where you're looking to move up into the ranks. And they did it. It's amazing.
Yeah, relegation is what they call it. And Reynolds and McElhenney, who promised to rise up in the English soccer pyramid, were overcome with emotion as Wrexham clinched the National League title. Both Reynolds and McElhenney breathed a sigh of relief as the final whistle blew following a 3-1 victory over Boreham Wood. The Hollywood A-listers then turned to each other and shared a strong and long embrace in the stands. Reynolds uploaded the footage to his Twitter page on Sunday and wrote, "Rob and I kind of blacked out during this moment, but somehow we'll never forget it." Earlier in the day, Reynolds said on social media, "Everything I own smells like champagne, beer, and grass. And I'm still somewhere between giggling and sobbing. This town and this sport is one of the most romantic things on earth. Thank you, Wrexham." They came from behind to beat Boreham Wood 3-1. Fans ran onto the pitch to celebrate with their heroes, and it wasn't long before Reynolds and McElhenney joined them. By the way, Rob paid tribute to the fans who have long awaited an achievement like this. He wrote, "We can hear how it feels to the town, and that is what is most important to us. I think this is a moment of catharsis for them and celebration. For us to be welcomed into their community and welcomed into this experience has been the honor of my life," he said.
I want to see this depicted on Welcome to Wrexham, as they go through this process, especially now that you know that they make it. It's pretty amazing.
This is wild, man, because this is their first season with the team, right?
No.
Is their second?
Second or third.
Okay, but they've managed to move this along very quickly.
Yeah.
Whatever choices that have been made to help this happen.
Well,
quicker than 15 years.
They can see a direct result as these guys moving in.
I mean, they spent money on the stadium. They spent money on the players. They spent money on the coaches. They invested in the team and have invested in the town. It's impressive what they've been able to do.
Yeah. This morning in the office, I heard Kathy go, "Oh, man." And I knew exactly what story she was looking at. Dancing with the Stars judge Len Goodman has passed away, 78 years old. He had bone cancer. He had been in a hospice in Kent following a short illness. He passed away on Saturday night. Listen to this. Just 6 months into his retirement.
Oh, man.
And he would have turned 79 years old, I believe, today.
That's no way to spend a retirement.
I always liked him.
Yeah, me too.
Well, he was the classy guy of the.
Yeah.
There's the who's the other guy? That's the guy today.
Yeah, that was oh God, I forget his name, but
We don't watch the show anymore.
like this guy when Len
Bruno, was that
Yes,
his name?
yeah, you're right.
I saw you dancing and shake your hiney.
Len would be, critical, but he would almost be nice about it. Like he was never the mean one.
Yeah. Kathy, he was an actual choreographer, right, for years?
Oh, he was a dancer too. Yeah,
I thought
no,
he was
he
a
was a dancer.
I thought he was a choreographer.
No, she was a dancer.
Jinx,
oh my God!
Stop.
A spelunker, Nick.
A spokeswoman for Len said, "I can confirm he died peacefully over the weekend, surrounded by his family."
Preston. Jinx.
Oh, that was
my God!
adding that he was a much-loved husband, father, and grandfather who will be sorely missed by family, friends, and all those who knew him. Len was hugely popular with fans for his knowledge and wry humor. He was a professional dancer and teacher who became a national treasure. In November of 2022, he was the last seen on TV declaring that he was retiring to spend more time with his wife, Sue, and his grandchildren. He began his working life as an apprentice welder. He only started dancing at age 20 after a doctor recommended it to help him recover from a foot injury.
Look at that.
He turned professional, enjoyed a successful competitive dancing career. After retiring, he found the Goodman Dance Academy, and his unrivaled knowledge of Latin and ballroom, as well as his fondness for well-turned metaphors, made him a favorite with millions of fans in later years. So sad news.
He was there when Heather Mills lost her leg on that landmine.
He was there for that?
Amazing.
Wow.
Very close.
Yeah. Shannon Doherty has filed for divorce from Kurt Iswarenko. The former Beverly Hills 90210 star filed for divorce from him Friday after 11 years of marriage. She wrote in a statement, divorce is the last thing, this is a representative, said divorce is the last thing Shannon wanted. Unfortunately, she felt that she was left with no other option. On Instagram on Friday, Doherty shared a post that read, the only people who deserve to be in your life are the ones who treat you with love, kindness, and total respect.
Well, that doesn't sound too good.
No, it does not.
She's been fighting cancer for a number of years now.
2015 is when she was diagnosed, and in 2016, it spread to her lymph nodes. She had a single mastectomy that year. She completed radiation, and in 2017, she was in remission, but then in 2020, she had a recurrence, and it had metastasized. But at the time, she had wrote on Instagram that she had faith in her ability to navigate the overwhelming period in her life. But yeah, she's had this struggle going up and down, but I guess it was not working out for them.
Yeah, that's a lot to handle.
Well, I was really sad to see this, but he seems pretty upbeat about it, and I believe we have a clip of this. But Richard Lewis has announced his retirement from stand-up following years of surgery and a Parkinson's disease diagnosis.
Sucks.
He announced in a video on social media that he would be focusing on writing and acting. Said that halfway through a stand-up 3 years ago, he realized that he was done with the tour life. He underwent a whole bunch of surgeries, and then he found out about the Parkinson's. So this is a clip from him talking about it. Here we go.
2 years ago, I started walking a little stiffly. I was shuffling my feet, and I went to a neurologist, and they gave me a brain scan, and I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. But luckily, I got it late in life, and they say you progress very slowly, if at all, and I'm on the right meds, so I'm cool. I'm finished with stand-up. I'm just focusing on writing and acting, and I love all of my friends and my fans, and now you know where it's been at the last 3.5 years.
So I was sad to hear this. I love him.
He's great. One of my favorites.
Every time he's been by here, he's just the sweetest guy. And he's him. He's Richard Lewis. You know, that neuroses that he has.
Caustic, neurotic. Yeah, the whole thing.
But I've always enjoyed having him by here, and maybe we'll have another chance. He said he's going to continue with some acting. He was on Curb Your Enthusiasm and enjoyed the last season of that.
So he says it's because he's older, the disease will progress slower. Mm-hmm. I think Alan Alda said the same thing recently. Mm-hmm. He's older, and he was diagnosed recently. Yeah,
so it's a slow build, and if you get it late in life, you may not end up with a really bad, symptoms that come from Parkinson's. So, but not happy to hear about that, but hopefully he'll be okay. Simone Biles has married fiance Jonathan Owens, NFL player. The 26-year-old Olympic gymnast and gold medalist revealed the news on social media, sharing 4 photos and a message. She wrote, "I do," alongside a heart emoji.
I think they did. Did they do a courthouse marriage? They
did. Yeah, it was kind of. It happened.
For the moment.
They've been engaged since February 2022, but yes, I think it was a small ceremony.
They tried to get the Punk Rock Museum, but it was booked.
It was already booked. Yeah. How about that? So Biles shared the post on Instagram as well, where Owens commented, "Wifey got a great ring to it." And first day of forever, with a heart-shaped emoji and a ring emoji. So they're doing well. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon thought that they were set for life after they sold their 1997 movie Good Will Hunting for $600,000. And on a recent episode of The Drew Barrymore Show, Ben detailed just how wrong they were.
I'd like to apologize to Jennifer Garner and her pool boy, Ben Affleck, for incorporating them into my fantasy life.
He said,
I apologize to anyone who's been offended by my fictional creations, Chrysagon, the Philosopher of Evil, and the Skull Sealer.
have you had that clip since Y100?
Forever.
I think so.
In fact,
it still cracks me up.
what it's caused is people keep asking now, what is that? Where is that from? And there was this lunatic who got a chance. I forget what crime he committed, but he was given the chance to speak in front of the court, and he figured he'd bring that up.
Yep, for
But the
no
whole
reason.
poor boy.
I don't remember what he did or why he was speaking to a jury or whatever it was, but he felt that was important. So anyway, Ben said, when we sold Goodwill Hunting, I was like, we are now rich for life. My needs are over. I will never have to work again. Instead, it turns out they were broke in 6 months. Oh, my God. He said, we sold it for $600,000. We split that, $300 each. And then the agents got $30,000, so we had $270,000, and we paid about $160,000 in taxes, so we had $110,000 left. And then he said we each bought $55,000 Jeep Cherokees, and then we have $55,000 left. Which naturally we decided to rent a $5,000 a month party house in Glencoe Way by the Hollywood Bowl, and we were broke in 6 months.
I could see them burning through that.
Totally. And but fortunately, they had careers ahead of them. A fan was arrested on Friday after ramming her car through Travis Barker's neighborhood's security gate.
Doesn't sound like a fan.
TMZ reports that the female suspect was booked for trespassing after trying to gain access to his home on 4 occasions. She was stopped by the Blink-182 drummer security team and detained until law enforcement arrived.
You got to wonder what's happening in their minds when they do that. Do they think Travis Barker's going to come out and go, that was pretty cool?
Maybe. I don't know. They might.
I like you.
Some of them are like, if I can just talk to you.
Just for 2 seconds.
If I can just talk to them, it will happen.
I would just love to apologize to Ben Affleck for all those pool boy comments.
And according to the outlet, Barker is looking to obtain a restraining order.
I think that's wise.
I think that's wise, too. On April 20th, verified users lost their blue check marks unless they signed up for Twitter Blue for $8. Or did they? Elon Musk seems to be giving some celebrities who did not pay for the Twitter service their blue check marks back. Lil Nas X, Bette Midler, and Stephen King are all among celebrities who claim that they have not paid for the badge, but still have the blue check on their profiles.
I lost mine that I never had. And
Right.
I was stunned. Stunned.
Some speculate this could be a reaction to the Block the Blue campaign, a Twitter movement where users block those who have paid for Twitter Blue. Some deceased celebrities like Kobe Bryant, Anthony Bourdain, and Michael Jackson now also appear to be Twitter Blue subscribers, and it's unclear why celebrities who have passed on are receiving this designation.
It's so annoying.
I thought it was funny how little whiny bitches these celebrities became, but acting like they didn't care.
They completely cared.
Like, shut up. Like, they were tweeting like, something seems different in my account, but I don't care. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're one of us. Like, now you don't.
You're scum.
Now you're scum.
You're with us in this filth.
I refuse to pay for it.
Scum pool. Yeah. Jump in the pool, scum queen. This is what it's like to be us. Can't get a thing of blue check on my Twitter account.
Yeah.
Coming back.
Checking
my social media coming back from Vietnam. Checking all my Facebook, my LinkedIn. No certification, no blue check.
That's right, it stinks.
Well, all of a sudden, everybody, even on Instagram, started to get all these blue checks, and I was like, "Oh, this is like a pay thing now." I'm like, I refuse to pay for it.
Well, there was also the who you knew sort of thing. I'm like, we would ask a couple of times, how do you end up getting it? Did you get anointed? Is it like, are you in front of the king, and does he bring the sword down? How does it happen?
I mean, listen, and I don't like to judge people right off the bat, but like when I see Johnny Potato Chips with 14 followers and a blue check mark, I'm like, you're such a dork.
What's going on?
You're such a dork.
Yeah.
Get a life.
Why don't you call up Susie Cream Cheese and jump in the mud pit with us?
Yeah.
All right. We've all had our say now.
Yeah.
But we'll see if there's a reason for all this or not. So at the Festival of Books on Saturday, Matthew Perry told the Los Angeles Times that he plans to remove all Keanu Reeves references from his memoir.
How's he going to do that?
The Friends store, any future printings.
Oh, yeah. Unless he's going to drive around with scissors. Yes, hi. You might remember me from Friends. Did you purchase my autobiography? Can I have it for a second? This will take just a minute.
The Friends star wrote in his book, Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing, that Reeves, quote, still walks among us, even as the original thinkers like River Phoenix and Heath Ledger die. Regarding these lines, Perry told the outlet, I said a stupid thing. It was a mean thing to do. I pulled his name because I live on the same street. I've apologized publicly to him. Any future versions of the book will not have his name in it.
I'd like to apologize to Jennifer Garner and her pool boy, Ben Affleck.
So he didn't include them in his book. At
No,
least.
he did not. But he's apologizing anyway because
Right.
it's very trendy to do that. So, Emily Ratajkowski told Spanish Vogue in a recent interview that she didn't expect her recent kiss with Harry Styles in Tokyo to go viral.
She's full of crap.
She said, I didn't expect this to happen.
There was a whole bunch of photographers right there.
But I think in general, there's a reason certain celebrities live in L.A., hired security, don't go to public restaurants. The makeout session came months after Styles and Olivia Wilde went through a breakup. And she said, I feel bad for Olivia because she has had to suffer this situation on several occasions.
She ended up in History of the World Part 2, which I know, Casey, you didn't really love, but I laugh out loud every time I watch it. And occasionally there are these weird Instagram models, like she was in it. I think Kendall Jenner did an episode. The Hadids have been in there as well. And she was funny. I mean,
Was she good?
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of hers, but man, she was good in the episodes. And Ike Barinholtz and Nick Kroll are so damn funny on that show.
Nice. All right. How about this? Savannah Chrisley.
Oh, my God.
From
Chrisley knows best.
Chrisley knows best. She was thrown off a Southwest Airlines flight for being an unruly passenger recently.
Please tell me it was in mid-flight.
The growing up Chrisley star shared videos to her Instagram stories explaining that she was trying to board a flight at New York's LaGuardia Airport when a flight attendant insisted that she check her bag. After Chrisley refused to comply with his request, she claims that he called her an unruly passenger and threw her off the flight. Southwest Airlines responded to these claims in a statement saying our initial reports indicate a different story than the one from the customer's account, as she arrived at the gate late in her boarding process and repeatedly insulted our employee after being asked to gate check her bag, they told the outlet. And as a result, the customer was denied boarding on her original flight, and we booked her on a later flight on the same day. So, yeah, she had a little squabble.
I think, didn't her dad, his mom and dad are in jail right now.
Right.
So, but didn't they got into a fight, I think, because she had an OnlyFans or was starting up an OnlyFans page, and he
That
called her a
sounds
porn
familiar,
star. and-
yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're in jail.
Now they're in jail.
So, enjoy that.
What a family.
Yep. All right, and then one last story. Daniel Craig is set to take on yet another queer role. The star of the most recent run of James Bond films has been cast as William S. Burroughs' fictional alter ego in Call Me By Your Name director Lucia Guadagnino's upcoming adaptation of the gay author's novel called Queer.
I was hoping you were going to say Paul Lynde. That would have been amazing.
Could you imagine him doing
Daniel Craig is Paul.
the Paul Lynde story?
Charles Nelson Riley.
That too. Yeah, you can play either one of those.
Yeah.
Outer Banks star Drew Starkey will star opposite Craig as the object of the older man's desire. The film also reportedly stars Leslie Manville, Jason Schwartzman, and Henry Zaga. Burroughs' 1985 novel follows Lee, an American expat living in Mexico City in the 1950s, as he pursues and becomes obsessed with the much younger Allerton, a discharged American Navy serviceman. Actor Steve Buscemi was previously set to direct a film version of the novel. The film, which will reportedly begin production in Rome this month, marks Guadagnino's first explicitly queer project since his 2020 HBO series, We Are Who We Are.
So this is the story of William Burroughs?
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
His alter ego, I think it said.
All right.
So, yeah.
So the Naked Lunch and all that?
Right.
All right. Did you ever see the Naked Lunch? You ever
I
read
did
it?
not. Is it good?
It's completely trippy, as you would imagine,
Okay.
owing to the source material. I mean, there's a whole bunch of weird stuff.
I've only heard the title of Naked Lunch. I have no idea what it's about.
It's
Is it
it's
hard to explain?
Think of David Lynch and times 10.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's what
Okay.
it's like, yeah.
All right.
As you can imagine.
As you can imagine.
All right, we're ready for clips now. Bill Hader returns as a Midwestern hitman in the fourth season of Barry. And in this clip, the star discusses killing off characters. Here we go.
It's the worst part of the job by far, having to tell somebody, hey, you were recast, which we've had to do, or your part got cut. Because I've experienced all those things.
The fourth season of Barry returns to HBO tonight at 10 p.m. Here's the next clip. Thrill-seeking surfers take extreme risks in the show 100-Foot Wave. And in this clip, producer Joe Lewis talks about the dangers that come with filming the show.
The people who are shooting from the water, are in every bit the same amount of danger as the surfers. They're truly taking the same risks and as good as the surfers themselves at what they do.
Dude, you get the best barrels ever, dude. Just like you pull in and you just get spit right out of them. And you just drop in and just smack the lip. Whoop-ah! Drop down, snap, and then after that, you just drop in, just ride the barrel and get pitted, so pitted like that.
Like that. The second season of 100-Foot Wave is available now on HBO Max. I watched the first episode of the first season of that, and it was fantastic.
Was it?
I never went back to it, but
I
it's
actually watched it last night.
Unbelievable. What, that first episode?
The first episode of the second season.
Oh, okay.
Last night. I actually ended up falling asleep to it. I was just tired, not disinterested. These people are insane.
Are they staying in Portugal?
They're
Okay.
in Neres or whatever the town is in Portugal.
Those are insane waves.
It focuses on that one break. Then I guess.
Yeah, and at some point, this episode is around this swell that comes up from Hurricane Epsilon. It's insane.
Okay.
Yeah. I just saw them putting. It looked like I'm sorry. We're watching like a trailer for it. It looked like somebody maybe died. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
But I love these people. Like I love these types of people.
They're insane, but they're amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And that's the last story.
Well done.
Info I have in the Entertainment Report. Thank you, Steve. I put a lot of my blood, sweat, and tears.
You can
into
tell. It reeks of you.
So thank you for giving the love back. All right, we have a lot of stuff going on today. We have Concert Cash, obviously, a couple opportunities for you to win money and tickets, two things that go great together. And we also have the band Larkin Poe. Rebecca and Megan will be joining us in the 9 o'clock hour on a Zoom. They're playing the Barbecue. We're excited to have them on the bill, and that is going to be September 16th. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, God damn it, get them now. WMMR.com for all the details.
Make us turn this radio station around.
All right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back in just a moment. A Monday morning is moving forward, and we'll be with you in a second.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR. WMMR presents
Another video that was released from Pastor Jesse Duplantis.
Our favorite, the jet and pastor.
That is absolutely correct. And, he still wants his new private jet. But he wants to make it clear that he's not actually asking anybody for money.
Listen to these verbal gymnastics that he's doing here. I think even he's surprised at how much this caught on because it just sort of swept across. It became a viral meme. And where these guys, it'd be easier to get away with this stuff maybe 10 years ago. And now it was just all over the place. It was on the national news. He was asking for his $54 million jet.
Yeah.
And we played audio of him walking down the hallway of his establishment there, his church, for whatever he calls it, pointing to the different jets he's owned. He has had three before. He needs this fourth $54 million jet that carries a lot of fuel so he won't have to stop as he's spreading the word of the Lord.
That's it. So here's a couple of clips, and let's see what he has to say about not actually asking for money.
He didn't ask for money.
Here we go.
I'm not asking you to pay for my plane. The Lord said, I didn't ask you to pay for it. I asked you to believe for it. I don't dupe nobody. I've always been honest. 40 years I've been preaching this gospel, and I've never had a scandal. And this is not a scandal. I'm not discouraged. I'm not distressed. In fact, I am excited. I've never had this much press in my life. Well, that's negative. It don't make no difference.
And it's negative. It don't make no difference.
Don't make no difference.
So he's asking.
I am excited about all this negative press painting me as a money-sucking prick.
Yeah. So he said, I asked you to believe for it.
Believe for it.
Not to pay for it.
Now, if your method of believing involves your checkbook, I'm absolutely happy with that.
He had said, I never raised money for the plane. I put it in our magazine and said, believe God with me. He said there's a vast difference between believe in God and asking for money.
He's a Journey song, Preston. Don't stop believing.
Yeah. In the earlier video,
I'm just a small town preacher
Duplantis
living in a lonely world.
He could turn it around.
Yeah, I could turn it around.
Yeah, he used to take the train everywhere.
Yeah, but I took a 54 million jet going anywhere.
So, without further ado,
WMMR presents Foxco versus Delco.
Here we go, gang. This is going to be the final round today. Actually, 2 rounds of competition, same contest, but we are going to make this whole thing happen and finish it up today, and we are going to crown a victor, and that's all there is to it. Before 70, Casey is leading in the competition so far. So I defer to Casey to decide who gets to go first.
Ladies first.
All right,
So
ladies first is what we're going to do. So, Kathy, taking a look at the categories, which one would you like to begin with? Geography and transportation, sports, entertainment, schools and education, shopping, landmarks, history, or food and drink?
I guess I'll go shopping.
Shocker!
I know. And how much would you care to wager in that particular category?
I'm going to go 50 points.
Kathy, what outdoor shopping area between New Hope and Doylestown hosts a place called Giggleberry Farm?
New Hope and Doylestown. I'm going to say Peddler's Village.
And that's correct for 50 points.
I don't know what giggles whatever is, but
Casey, it is your turn. What category do you want to go with next?
Let's go sports.
Sports.
And I will go sports for 60.
All right, sports for 60 points. Here we go. Casey, your question. In Newtown Square, a famous heir lived on a large piece of land where he hosted a wrestling camp for Olympic athletes. What is his name?
DuPont.
Yes, that is correct.
Well done.
okay, let's go schools and education for 50 points, Preston.
All right.
Schools and education for 50 points.
All right. Kathy, what is the Council Rock North mascot?
Oh,
Council Rock North mascot. The mascot one will find at that school.
I don't know. The Rock.
Okay, so you're going to go with The Rock?
I'm going to go with The Rock.
That's incorrect. They are the Indians.
Ah.
I did not know that.
Go, Rock. Go.
What year did the Springfield Mall open?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, why couldn't you ask me what year
He didn't.
Target opened?
Just ask it. Just ask it.
Kathy's very supportive.
This is the history of your county, man.
I know. And Target opened in 2005. But, you know,
Well, can you use that?
Wanamaker's closed in 95. Hex opened after
You
that.
did study. You lied to me.
No, my mom quizzed me last night. We were eating chili, and she asked me lots of trivia.
We're eating chili.
We're eating chili.
Yeah.
Meet you in the basement. I'm bringing a pen.
I mean, the first Wawa opened in 1964.
Okay, yeah, let's get to the
I will
ball.
say.
If you got this right.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw out a number there. I'm going to go with the year I was born, 1975.
Oh, my God.
No, it was 74. Dude, you were so close. All right, you call no fair on that because it was before you were born?
No, I'm not going to call no. It was just that's a difficult question.
This historic restaurant is located along the Delaware River in historic Bristol Borough and has hosted both kings and presidents.
Yep. I've been there.
Once again, this historic restaurant located along the Delaware River in historic Bristol
Mom is going to kill me.
Borough.
That's a weird name for a restaurant.
And has hosted both kings and
Oh, my God. What is
presidents.
it called?
No, go to your happy place.
I know where it is. I know where I sat last time I was there.
Kathy handles stress very well.
She knows I love it when she yells.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Cracks me up. Mm-hmm. All right, think about it. Think
I
about
know.
Work from your seat
And
backwards.
it's like there's like a little hill when you walk in. It's like a little railing outside. Statue.
Miss Romano is here. Welcome to.
I don't even know if this. I'm gonna say Georgine's.
Georgines.
Yeah.
That's incorrect. You're going to kill yourself over this one. It's King George.
Yes! It is! I have a gift card in my wallet for that place!
King George the what?
The second.
King George the second. I've not been.
Yeah.
So have you been
Yeah, it's
we should
beautiful.
just carry on the discussion. I've been there!
I like the statue. Yeah, the statue and the railing are really nice.
Oh, man. I mean, like, I can picture it to a T. Exactly
All right.
where I sat. My mom gave me a gift card.
You have a gift
I wish my mom quizzed me last night.
All right, so I have already closed out sports and I've closed out history.
No, you haven't. You haven't done any history.
Well, yes, I have. All of my shopping questions were freaking history questions.
Oh, my.
Wow. This
Thank
is
you.
what we've been
Thank
waiting
you.
for.
Yes.
Impugning the contest itself.
Yeah.
You knew it was going to happen.
It was good, though, right? What year was this thing? What? Stupid questions. Let's go food and drink. Maybe
Food and drink.
Food and drink.
Food and
For
drink.
how much?
For 50.
Food and drink for 50.
Preston's not even picking
Come on,
his
man.
head
That was
up.
a good joke.
Okay. All right. You get this wrong. You get this wrong. And this, if you lose this whole thing, this is all your fault.
Okay.
All right. You ready for this?
I better be a softball.
A large Pica's pizza.
Oh, my God. Costs how much?
Is cut into how many slices?
Oh, okay. That's a really, really crap question.
A large Pica's pizza is cut into
You can
how
do
many
a little
slices?
diagram, whatever you
Drawing
want to
the
do.
pizza. There's the box.
Round, and
It's a
then there's
rectangular
line.
shape, right, Case?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he's drawing.
All right, so that is a that's a Neapolitan, right, or is it Sicilian square?
No, they just do their own version. They put
All
the
right.
sauce on top of the cheese.
12.
Right.
Casey says 12. Damn right you got that right. And what did you wager on that?
50.
1,000 points.
The scores are as follows. Bucks County, 1,070 points. Delaware County, 830 points. But there's ground to be made up here. And we're on to round 2. Now, things are going to change quite a bit in this particular round. Our categories are going to remain the same. In the past, you've been able to pick your own category and pick your own wager up to 100 points. This time, I thought it'd be kind of nice because you guys have been avoiding certain categories. How about you pick your competitor's category and your competitor's wager in this round? Kathy's leading, and she gets to go first, and you get to pick the category that Casey will choose from and how much Casey will wager in that category.
Okay, I'm going to go history
Okay?
Of course.
for 50.
All right, history 450. All right, Casey. Delaware County was formerly a part of which other Pennsylvania county?
I believe Chester County.
Your answer is Chester County, and that is correct, sir. All right, thank you very much, Kathy. So last night, the Aurora Borealis was supposed to be visible for portions of Pennsylvania and north of here as well.
Yes.
So I want to see if anybody had any sightings of that last night. Anybody listening? 215-263 WMMR. I didn't see any news reports of anybody being able to see
Shippensburg.
it. Shippensburg?
I believe that's where it was.
Well, that's not fair.
Where people saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, we tried and failed again.
But I'll tell you what, the sky was beautiful.
It was really pretty, and it was nice night. I like the cool
clear.
weather. But we went to Iceland a few years ago in a vain attempt to see the Northern Lights, and it was in March, and didn't see them one night that entire week because it was cloudy the whole time. Last night, they just didn't make it far enough south for most Pennsylvanians.
Okay.
I've seen them. They're amazing. I'd like to see them again. My wife did exactly what you did, Nick, went to the Netherlands, though, to attempt to see them, and saw them briefly. But it's an amazing thing. I'd love to see them here all the time on demand. If we could arrange
Would that be great?
That'd
You
be
could just
terrific.
hit a button and make it happen.
I mean, it is cool. I went out to look, couldn't see anything. Nothing. It looked like the regular sky.
I think about what it must have been like pre-scientific knowledge for people to look into the sky.
Oh, a
and
lot of
see
virgins
that.
got killed. Yeah.
Well, I would imagine,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah.
you would think this.
We need a virgin.
That it was some kind of from the heavens or God or whatever you want to call it, or otherworldly, or and it would either be beautiful and gorgeous and amazing or terrifying to people who saw that.
Gorgeous or amazing? Kill a virgin.
Yeah, one or the other.
We should do. Somebody's upset with us.
Kill the virgin?
No, man.
De-virginize the virgin or something less than killing.
I know. It was brutal back then. But it's the kind of celestial thing. Well, look at like eclipses and things like that. You would certainly read as a sign from the gods at whatever time that somebody was pissed at you. You're shutting off our lights.
Right.
It's like telling us to go to bed early.
Yeah, and nobody likes that.
No
You're ready to stay up
civilization.
all night, and they tell you to go to bed. Come on.
No.
But yes, my goal, it's a bucket list item, and I've been to Sweden a couple of times, hoping to see, and when we went to Norway, it was during the summertime, and it's light all the time, so there's no way that was happening. But I would like to. I had some friends not long ago who went to Iceland, and they did indeed see them, and they were there because they were clear nights.
Do you remember what time of year they went?
It wasn't that long ago.
Okay, yeah. This because it's the same reason, Preston. You can't go in the summertime, which is a nicer time to go to Iceland because it's Iceland. But you're not going to see the Northern Lights if you go to Iceland in the summertime.
So I believe it was Washington State where I saw them. Yes? Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And they were doing that, as if it's a performing troupe, the undulating. You could actually see the ribbon undulating a bit, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
But ethereal, magnificent, wonderful, and I want to see it again.
Yeah. Hang on a second. I want to go
I want to see John Wick 4 and the Northern.
We go to Ben. Hey, Ben, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys. What's up?
Yeah, bud, just talking about the Northern Lights. What do you want to tell us about?
I was going to say, I've never seen them, but I've always brought up to my parents, and they always tell me, oh, we just grew up with that every day. We just walked outside our house, and we're able to see them. I was like, really?
Where were they from?
They're from Manitoba.
Okay.
Okay, makes sense.
And it was no big deal to them?
No, my mom would just walk outside in the mornings or in the evenings, and they'd just be there, like, right outside her window. So it's, like, never a thing to them at all.
It must have taken all of your strength to not punch her in the face when she lords that over you that every night you can go out and see the Northern Lights. Have you seen them?
I've never. I was so jealous when they're like, yeah, it was just an everyday occurrence. Like, really? Like, people, like, plan trips over there.
Absolutely.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
All right.
Have you seen them yourself?
He said no.
No, okay.
I want to get up there someday to see them.
Manitoba, that's the place to go.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. By the way, so it's the Aurora Borealis in the Northern Hemisphere. What's it called in the Southern Hemisphere?
Aurora Australis.
Aurora Australis. Okay.
Yeah. It's also a stripper at a club in Florida.
That's pretty cool.
She does ping pong stuff.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aurora Australis.
Yeah. That's at Booties. Yeah. That's a ping pong trick?
It's ping pong balls.
Okay. I'm going to go to Amy. Hey, Amy, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Amy,
How
what's
are
up?
you?
Wonderful. What's going on?
So, I actually saw the Northern Lights when we were in Southern Illinois.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was wild. You know how flat it is there because that's not far from where you grew up.
Yeah.
And there's not much around. And we were coming back after a wedding rehearsal, so it was a little bit later, and my dad was driving, and I'm like, what is that? And he said, oh, that's the Northern Lights. We see those once in a while, and it was bizarre. It was really, and to see it, and he said, yeah, sometimes they would see them that far. I don't know if that still happens, because that was about 28 years ago.
Yeah, it can happen on occasion. I mean, but it's rare. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Amy. Appreciate it. All right. Well, I was going to see if I was waiting for a text from Nick.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to sit outside and wait.
Well,
but I figured you would text us if you would have seen him.
Andrea was on her. She has an app where you can track them, and so she posted this on her stories last night, Preston. And so that red band is where you can see the Aurora Borealis. South of that, you can't really see them that well.
Does it go through Shippensburg?
No, but Steve, it's funny. It kind of like dips down in central United States. So on the northeast and on the northwest, it's kind of north of that. But in central,
it's
US,
weird.
Yeah, it is. It's very bizarre.
I guess that's why she could see it in southern Illinois.
Yeah,
interesting.
So I mean, there was a post last night from Nor'easter Nick who said that the Northern Lights were spotted in South Jersey. So there's a picture of it, perhaps maybe down the Jersey Shore, like Wildwood.
That's cool. Jersey. There was definitely somewhere in Jersey. They didn't say where, but they said in Jersey, and then they named where it was.
With the taxes we pay here?
Yeah. And then somebody from Williamstown said that they saw it in
Okay.
In New Jersey?
Mm-hmm.
Casey, have you been to Cherry Springs State Park in Pennsylvania?
No, but I've been to Gailton.
Okay.
In Potter County.
Cherry Springs,
been to Oklahoma.
Cherry Springs is the Dark Skies Park in PA, and it's one of the best places on the east of the Mississippi to see to see stars.
Where is it?
North Central PA. So like if you go up to Williamsport and then go further north and west, you'll end up in Cherry Springs.
I want to do that.
It's really neat.
It's been a while since I've been out in a rural enough area where when you see that.
Oh yeah,
it beats any ILM light show you've ever seen.
And
it's
Steve,
amazing.
Steve, you'd like it because they have all of these amateur telescopes there, and it's a really cool place to go. I've been a couple of times.
All right.
Yeah, the enormity of it when you can see it clear
Yeah.
in a very dark place is it's awe-inspiring.
I love that. I am nothing. I am nothing in this universe.
Yeah, when
I
you
am
look up
scum!
when you look up at night and it looks like it's cloudy.
Yeah.
Because of the density of the stars, that's something
It's
else.
amazing.
I've only seen that like twice in my life, and just been like, it's crazy.
Upstate New York in Wyndham, which is a ski town, but there are lots of areas where you could go and it would be like that, where you just cannot believe what you're seeing. It's like, that's been there all along?
When I took Carter on a trip out to Wyoming, one of the things we were very much looking forward to was being able to see the Milky Way galaxy. And there was a full moon.
Yeah.
And we couldn't
Son
see.
of a
I know that our saying became effing moon.
Yeah, effing moon.
Yeah.
Couldn't your travel agent do something with that?
I tried, and they were all booked
Listen,
up.
we're having a hard time. I'm on the radio. Could you get that moon out of there? We can't see a damn thing.
There was a cool sliver moon last night, and just below the sliver moon was Venus. You saw it?
Oh, wait. Are you sure it was Venus? I heard that it was Jupiter.
I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson posting that it was.
So then we'll go with him.
Well, who do you trust? Neil deGrasse Tyson or Kathy?
I mean, both, really, but on different matters. I'm going to go with astronomy, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Nick, I actually made Jace go outside and look at it because it was so bright and beautiful,
Wow. Yeah.
and the sky was so clear at the time when we walked out.
Yeah, you could see it even before it got completely dark out last night.
Wow. All right. Well, we had it was forecast. It kind of came and went. Maybe a couple of people depending on where you were, got a little vision of the Northern Lights.
Not us.
I didn't get a chance to notice that, but I did notice.
Oh my God!
Other things.
Wow.
Oh my God, he's here.
Ladies and gentlemen, just came out of nowhere, the noticer.
By the way, speaking of people in New Jersey being able to see, maybe last night, that New Jerseyans have the opportunity to choose their hometown heroes over the next month as the New Jersey Hall of Fame has announced its 2023 nominees.
So just an all-encompassing Hall of Fame?
People
You're just
from
famous as something?
Yep, and there are a variety
Like if you saw the Northern Lights?
No, not like that. There are a variety of categories. Members of the public can vote for up to 10 of the 50 nominees in entertainment, arts, business, public service, and sports through May 19th. The final inductees will be announced in July. And there's some pretty cool people who were born in New Jersey.
Do we have something? I assume we have something like that here, right?
I don't know.
I'm surprised. You would imagine.
Pennsylvania Hall of Fame?
Right.
We have a Delaware County Sports Hall of Fame.
You?
Yeah. Nick's friend Katie Rose is like part of the board or whatever. And it was funny because they sent me some shirts and asked me to promote it. I was like, can I be inducted into it? Like,
what? No.
For what?
I don't know.
What sports contribution?
I was part of the Ridley Township Swim Club diving team that went undefeated 5 years in a row.
There you go.
Hey, 5 years in a row.
5 years in a row.
That's a legacy. That's a dynasty.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think I won the A Division championship individually that 5th year.
All right.
So,
You're also controversial because you wore the skimpiest bathing suit.
No, I would not. I refused. I wore lacrosse shorts. I was like, there's no reason for this fat ass to be in.
Okay. And it was diving. It's not like you were swimming.
No, in swimming, I wore them. In swimming,
Really?
Yeah, because you need less drag, in the water.
Why would you wear?
No, I wore Speedos.
Okay, I thought you meant you wear the lacrosse shorts.
No.
While swimming, because that would be
But again, wouldn't even matter. It's not like I won races in swimming. Like I could have.
You were a diver.
I could have gone in a full ski suit.
Hopefully, the Delaware County Sports Hall of Fame will come a calling one day.
Well, who's on the jersey?
So Paul Rudd.
Oh,
what?
Is a Passaic native.
Is he?
Who gained mainstream success as an actor, of course.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
That may have been where he grew up.
That was Pasanza City.
Take a look and see, Nick, what it says.
Born in Passaic, but then moved to Kansas.
Yep.
King Tut.
Yeah, born in Babylonia. Wait, no, born in Arizona, moved to Babylonia. King Tut.
I don't know. That's kind of cheating, Jersey.
You know.
Stealing Paul Rudd like that. Like most of his life is in Kansas.
How
and
old
Kansas
was
City.
he when he moved?
As a kid, like a young kid.
Okay.
I think where you're from is where you're from, sadly.
Where you were born is where you're from?
That's where you got, so they got to give it to him.
I was born in Tennessee. I only lived there till I was like 3, maybe 4 years old.
The first few years I knew you, I called you Chattanooga Elliott.
Preston, you know what you have in common with Paul Rudd? His mother's name is Gloria.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
I should
call you the Tennessee Kid.
Okay, you want to call me that from
Yeah.
now on? Okay.
That's what. Wait, hell, Nate Bargatze's the Tennessee Kid. I just stole it from him. I'm giving it to you.
Nate Bargatze?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anthony Bourdain, a New York City native who spent much of his childhood in Bergen County, was a celebrity chef. So wait a minute.
Wait a second
He
here.
was born in New York City, but he spent his childhood. See, that's
Now they're playing light and loose with the rules.
yeah, that's inconsistent.
What if you've just said New Jersey a lot?
Maybe they would consider you for that.
Said it over 100 times.
Other performing arts nominees include P-Funk leader George Clinton, Oscar-winning director Brian De Palma, All About Eve actress Celeste Holm,
Yes.
Fifth Dimension vocalist Marilyn McCoo.
No Billy Davis?
Nope, maybe he's not from New Jersey. Oscar-winning actress Eva Marie Saint.
Another great one.
Who is she?
And on the waterfront, she is Brando's love interest.
Oh, okay.
North by Northwest, legendary actress.
American roots singer-songwriter Phoebe Snow, 1970s pop singer Tony Orlando, and Grammy-winning Eagles guitarist Joe Walsh. Joe Walsh is from New Jersey?
Well, maybe he just lived there for a while, according to this thing. You don't have to be born there.
I never would have guessed Walsh as a Jersey guy, but I don't know.
Now, he was born in Kansas, for crying out loud.
Dude.
In fact, he lived with Paul Rudd for the first few
I
years.
spit on this list.
Wow.
This is a travesty.
Yes.
You've got to be beholden to one. I think it's that you're born there, right?
Yeah, I would
Isn't that
think
how
so,
they're
yes.
usually reconciled?
I would think so. Your birth certificate.
Yeah.
Should be a
Douchebag.
Okay. All right. Maybe it's people who have lived in New Jersey at any point in time in their life.
Well, then that's just an insane amount of people up for grabs.
What if you just have a shore house?
Yeah.
Would that count?
Well, then now you're in.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And Casey would be as well.
Did you mention John Amos at all?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Well, Craig Lagun just texted me and said John Amos was born in Newark.
Okay.
And he's not on the list?
And he's not on the list?
Maybe
He's American,
maybe he's already in.
All right.
I don't know. These are the nominees.
Wait a second. So this is not the first year they're doing this?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's why my shock.
They do this yearly. I'll in a moment, I'll tell you some of the, I'll give you previous inductees.
John Amos.
Include Chelsea Handler, Alexander Hamilton.
Hamilton?
Yeah. Fran Lebowitz.
Yes.
She died in a kiln explosion.
Yes. If you could find
That was Fawn, right?
That was Fawn
Her
Lebowitz.
mother.
yeah.
They both died in tragic kiln accidents.
Eli Manning, George R.R. Martin, Martha Stewart, Gloria Gaynor, Steve Forbes, and Carly Lloyd, to name a few people.
Eli Manning, who was not, he played for the New York Giants, who just so happened to play all their games in New Jersey, but still.
John Stamos. No, he probably had a house in Jersey. I don't know, Case.
Probably had a house in Jersey. Get you into this.
I don't know.
Don't give me that. Probably had a house.
Leading the pack of public service nominees for the New Jersey Hall of Fame, First Lady Jill Biden, a Hamilton native who grew up in Willow Grove. Former Secretary of State George Shultz, longtime U.S. Congressman Peter Rodino, former Assemblyman Steve Adubato, and four New Jersey governors, Christine Todd Whitman, William Cahill, William Livingston, and Charles Edison. So they're in the public service. Now, the list of sports nominees include NFL sportscaster Jim Nantz, Olympic champion figure skater Dick Button.
Dick Button?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it.
What's that there on your crotch?
No. He was
That's a dick button.
He was a stupid question. I gave it to you. Remember, he was this figure skater guy.
Yeah.
And he's got like you guys do your jokes.
That's okay. It's all right. Go ahead.
No, he won like a few gold medals back in the day, and
right.
we used it as a stupid question not that long ago.
Dick Button.
What's that there?
He invented easy off underpants. You just had to press the dick button.
And everything works.
Push that button. See what happens.
I knew I shouldn't have pushed that button.
Wouldn't that be great? That's my dick button. Hey, push that button. I dare you.
He's still alive.
He's still alive? All right.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be an honor to have you on the show, sir.
I have always wanted to press that button just to see what it does.
Push that there. See that there? No, not that one.
Former Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Drew Pearson, former LA Dodgers pitcher Oral Hershiser, BMX Hall of Famer Kathy's
Vagina zipper. I got a guy for you. Vagina zipper, meet dick button.
Oh my God. No.
No?
No.
It was Kathy what?
I lost my place. Kathy Shatchel? Shatchel. What's in your Shatchel?
Satchel.
Yeah, that sounds like Caitlin.
Yeah. I had a little accident in my purse.
Chachel is how that's Shachel?
Isn't
Shachel?
Isn't the person who the writer who wrote the Ode to a Tree from Jersey? I believe one of the rest stops is named after.
I never shall see something
lovely as a
greater than a tree, lovely as a tree. I know what you're talking about. I don't know. Maybe.
Vagina zipper wrote that.
Sounds about right. So who else do we have here in the sports?
Oh, she's okay.
She's BMX Hall of Famer. Yeah, that's what I said at the top, but I just couldn't pronounce her name. A former New Jersey Devils general manager, Lou Lamoriello. Former New York Giants running back Tiki Barber, former NFL commissioner Paul Tagliabue, and former WNBA player Sue Wicks.
Once again, Tiki Barber gets the nomination, but his twin brother.
Yes.
Well, Rondé didn't play in New Jersey like Tiki did. Rondé played in Tampa.
But still, every year when it's his birthday, Preston reads Tiki's birthday and not Rondé.
So, Nick, if you have the list of luminaries there or the full comprehensive, I assume like Springsteen's in there, right?
I don't know. And there's also Jack Nicholson, Danny DeVito. They're both John Bon Jovi. Bovine Joni.
John Amos.
Ode to a Tree. Nick, who wrote that?
Joyce Kilmer Oates.
That's it.
Yes.
Joyce Kilmer rest stop.
Yep, she's got a rest stop.
Okay. Oh, which one did they just close? They closed the rest stop on the
on the turnpike.
I was just driving up there.
Meat curtains.
No, I don't know.
Joyce Carol Oates. I said Kilmer, but Carol.
Closed, or there's two that are closed just for construction. They're remodeling both of them.
Oh, okay.
I for a while they were I was traveling constantly up and down the turnpike, and they're just, you're thrilled when you see them, especially when you're driving for a long time. I was driving back and forth. And Preston, I'm sure in your traveling years when you're, doing a lot of driving, those rest stops meant everything to you.
Yeah. Especially if you're on a turnpike where there are very few, exits available to you. We were on the Pennsylvania Turnpike not too long ago and stopped off to. I'm never delighted by the food.
No.
At the.
When I see it's a Roy Rogers, I'm like, what the hell?
I know.
Who in the freaking United States?
I'm not mad at Roy Rogers.
I did like the Fixins bar because I can load it up with lots of pickles because I like that.
What do you think of their burgers?
They're okay.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
You prefer Arby's roast beef to Roy's?
Yeah.
I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, do they have roast beef at Roy's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Roy's was predicated on.
I didn't know. I didn't grow up with those, so
inferior. Inferior in every.
I think they were a little more grisly, I should say. Actually, they gave you bear meat.
My son, for the first time this weekend, he had a Science Olympiad tournament out in Altoona. By the way, they won. State champs. Harrison High School, and they went to a Haas's for the first time. You guys know about Haas's?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a Bonanza. Like it's a buffet.
Haas was a character on Bonanza.
Well, yeah, and I don't know if there's any relation or not, Steve, but like it's that style of like quote unquote steakhouse. But it's for kids and college students. It's perfect because it's all you can eat. And they have an ice cream stand. And
it's all you can eat?
It's insane. And so we went to one in college. There was one down in Selinsgrove, which is about 20 minutes south of Lewisburg where I went to school. And Ben was just telling me so many amazing things about Haas's. They had a claw machine where he won a little dog, a stuffed dog that plays The Gambler by Kenny Rogers. I know we're talking about something else, but I figured I should.
I think I want to go to Haas's. But part of the joy of going to like like truck stops,
Yes.
because that they would have stuff like that.
Yeah, so Steve, they went. It was out in Altoona where the tournament was. They went to one horses on the way out, and another horses on the way back.
So, how about a mixer at one of these
The
places?
horses?
Yes.
I don't know where the closest one is. I'll have to find out.
It sounds like the place where the people were fighting over the steak.
That's exactly right.
Like a
what was
golden,
that?
golden corral.
Yeah.
Was
Yeah,
it?
that's where they were beating the piss out of each other
I haven't
over
been
steaks.
to a place like that in ages. We used to, as a family, would go to a couple of joints like that. They weren't all you can eat, but where you'd walk the cafeteria
Yes.
line, you'd order your steak
Yes.
at the beginning, and by the time you get to the end, they'd have it cooked up and ready to go.
That's exactly
I
right.
liked those.
Yeah, they're
Did
fun.
you ever go?
Yeah.
There was in when I go to visit my dad in Texas. There's Morrison's, no relationship, and Luby's is another one.
Luby's.
Yeah, you get all lubed up and go in. But it's they're great. And I mean, listen, you're not going to go. It's not top level food, but it's moderate food
for the price.
A lot.
Yeah, but the best one I ever went to was just outside of Bryce Canyon National Park. It was, when you talk about top food, dude, the food was really, really good.
And it was cafeteria style?
And it was cafeteria style,
Okay.
all you can eat.
All right. Going back to the New Jersey Hall of Fame.
All right, yeah.
Yes. So this does tie in with food, though. Peter Cancro, I think is how you say his name, was a Point Pleasant native. He's the guy who founded Jersey Mike's Subs in 1956, by the way.
I didn't realize Jersey Mike's has been around that long.
And they have
had
Danny
no idea.
DeVito as a spokesperson.
Yes,
Yep.
they do.
Yep. They have nearly 2,000 franchise locations in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico. And so he is up for entry into the New Jersey Hall of Fame. Other enterprise and business nominees include George Clooney.
George Clooney's from Jersey?
A Clio Award-winning creative. It says here. I don't know.
Clio Award is advertising.
Yeah, I don't know why he would
Maybe
be
that's
in
not the same George Clooney.
maybe.
No Train Anastasio, huh?
Not. Well, he may already be in there, Case. I don't know. This is just this year's nominees.
Get off his back.
Janice Huff, chief meteorologist at WNBC. Dennis Morrison, former president and CEO of Campbell's Soup Company.
Daddy.
And that would be around here.
Yeah.
Or, Camden.
Another Morrison. I didn't know that.
So I don't know who a lot of these people are, but they are apparently pretty big-time movers and shakers in New Jersey. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So the nominations are happening now.
I bet they have blue checks.
They go through Friday, May 19th, and members of the public can vote for up to 10 of the 50 nominees. And I don't know.
We can't vote, though, right?
I don't know where you can do it.
Would you have to be a Jersey?
I would think so.
Citizen, right?
I don't know.
You don't need a carpetbagger coming in and
members of the public. So it might be not
public.
just New Jerseyans.
By the way, there's a horses in Pottsville and one in York, PA. I believe those are the closest to the radio station.
Pottsville.
So we can have a mixer there, Steve.
Okay. Horses.
Everyone gets a Kenny Rogers figurine.
That's right. Well, you have to use the claw machine to get it.
Well, we'll pull some string.
All right, I did notice, I know we don't have a lot of time, but I did notice a couple of things. How about this? I noticed this story that happened over the weekend.
Is it about Dick Button?
No, it's not about Dick Button. It's about Vagina Zipper. No, a fire erupted Saturday night during Disneyland's Phantasmic Fireworks and Light Show.
I saw this.
Forcing throngs of stunned fans to evacuate the area.
Preston, initially, I wonder how many people thought it was part of the presentation.
Well, so the Phantasmic Show, which I've seen in Florida, not in California, uses fire.
Right.
It's this water and fire show. It's actually pretty damn cool, I thought. So they use a lot of, I guess propane to do these really big, flame blooms.
You're raving about it.
And although the flames erupting from a 45-foot tall animatronic dragon were dramatic, the Anaheim Fire Department said no injuries were reported. According to Disneyland, this is a person who was there. Video producer said it was a big giant fireball, and then they began pushing people out.
I was standing over there and I saw the whole thing.
They estimated that about 1,000 park guests had packed the area to watch the spectacular, which normally features digital flames, colored fountains, and pyrotechnics. Images and videos shared on social media showed actual flames shooting up over the park. Wow.
So this is a fire-breathing dragon.
Yeah.
And so as it's burning outside, it is shooting out fire as well. So it's pretty amazing looking.
Yeah. And you would think, if you were watching it, wow, yeah, totally. The whole place is burning down.
That's bold.
Do you know that Disney, I believe, now this is a special that I saw years ago, and it's Epcot in Florida, uses more pyrotechnics per year, like tenfold, like by and far more than any place in the world.
Well, they do a fireworks show every night there, and
an elaborate one.
Year round,
year
and
round.
it's a big one.
And
so much so that the way that they launch them, it's cheaper for them to use air compression.
Yeah.
So rather than an explosion to shoot the
mortar
with the mortar up,
right?
They use compressed air.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
And they shoot it up. And I've never seen I've not the Epcot one. I've seen the Magic Kingdom display, but I've never seen the Epcot.
Epcot has giant fireballs, kind of like Celebration Fireworks has. They have, I mean, and it goes off. In Epcot they have that giant lagoon in the middle. And that's where they're shot off from the middle of that lagoon.
Okay.
So saying $45 to $50 million annually.
Wow. That's insane. $50 million a year on fireworks, on just fireworks.
From all of Disney World, though.
God, that's crazy.
You
That's
love them, though. I mean,
yeah.
when
They're great.
Our display this year.
From Celebration
at
the
just
Camp Out for Hunger
killed it.
Was incredible. And you know what they do now? They do drone shows.
I know.
And from what I understand, where the Camp Out for Hunger is, we can't do drone shows because we're too close to the airport.
Too close to the airport. Now, we should at least try
somewhere else,
right?
That we
somewhere.
can have Celebration do a drone show because those I've never seen. I know you've seen them in person.
Yeah, I saw
at
them
Hosses.
Doing it at Hosses.
Yes. I've never seen one in person. I've seen the videos; they look incredible. But I want to be able to look up and go, "Oh my god!"
Well, they did them at the Art Museum this year for the Eagles, and those were really cool. And then I saw them for Dave Matthews Band out at the Gorge last summer, and that was amazing. I was just wondering, like, if we could do it over the ballpark or something like aren't there zones around where we are down?
I think they can make special accommodations. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. You know that they can be so precise. I think, Marissa, you were telling us that they can create a QR code using drones that is readable.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's wow.
It's amazing.
That is amazing. So anyhow,
Thank you, Hoss.
We'll ask her. What does Hoss have to do with
Hoss
this?
was the technical guy on Bonanza.
Oh, okay.
Paul, I'm kind of working on some flying machines.
He was the tech guy on Bonanza.
Yeah, you thought he was just like the big goofball, the big muscle.
Hoss.
Yeah.
I said Bonanza's the restaurant earlier, but I think I meant Ponderosa.
No, there were Bonanzas as
there
well.
Bonanza
There were
restaurants as
Bonanza
well?
restaurants as well. Yes, there were.
I remember Ponderosa.
Yeah, I remember that.
There was
too.
Ponderosa,
Bonanza just sounded
Bonanzas.
familiar, so I don't know.
It was Bonanza set in Ponderosa, the TV show?
So the Ponderosa was where Bonanza was set, and then there was another similar TV-based restaurant like that called 30-somethings.
Oh. Okay. All right, I've been told we have to wrap up. I apologize, but we need to stop noticing. I need you to stop noticing.
And listen.
And listen to me.
The noticer must leave now.
That is true. The reason being is because we've got money and tickets to give away courtesy of the MMR Concert Cash, so I don't want you to miss out on that opportunity.
Yes, there were Ponderosas.
Let's take a break and come back in a moment. The Bizarre File is on the way as well, so make sure that you do stay with us.
I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
Thank you, Bill. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR. Finally.
They were originally together, and therefore Casey gets 50 points in that particular one.
All right, so for Kathy, I'm going to go with. This is hard. I'll go with sports.
Of course.
For 100.
Sports for 100. All right.
So sweet.
Kathy, here's your question.
Yeah.
Who was Neshamini's starting quarterback in 1990 and current Penn State head coach?
I don't know. God, I know you're going to say it, and I'm going to recognize it, but I don't know it.
Okay, so you don't have an answer, or you're just
say a
gonna
name.
throw a name out there?
Say your name. Say your name.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, although I think he's a representative.
No, that's incorrect. Casey, do you know who it is?
It's Franklin.
Yeah, James Franklin is the correct answer. So Kathy gets docked 100 points.
All right, I'm gonna try this, but I'm gonna go shopping for. What's the difference here?
You are at 970 right
You're
now.
up by
Casey's
90.
at 880.
All right, I'm gonna do 50.
Okay. Keep in mind, these questions came from residents of Delaware County.
People who live there.
They want you to win.
Yeah.
But These are the only questions that I had to go off of, Casey, so no complaining, please.
Well, no. I've already done all my complaining for the day.
I'm sure there'll be no more complaining.
You've got more to go.
I got
This site, recently home to the Countryside Market in Swarthmore, or is it Swarthmore?
I say Swarthmore.
Swarthmore.
Uh-huh.
Was a convenience store in the 1980s. The convenience store had 3 names before becoming the Countryside Market. You just have to name one of those.
Soups? Or like supers?
Incorrect.
Ooh.
No.
Really?
It was either Eddie's, Albert's, or Evans.
Okay.
All right, Kathy, which former Philadelphia Eagle graduated from Pennsbury High School in Fairless Hills?
Is it Troy Vincent?
That's a good answer, and it's correct.
Wow.
Yes. In 1850, Delaware County's county seat moved to Media. Okay, Media is considered the county seat of Delaware. Where was it originally?
Chester.
He's right. Chester was originally the county seat. All right, what category and what's the wager, Case?
Kath, I just want you to do well. Right, so I'm going to give you a whole bunch of points. We're going to wager 100 points on history.
History. This person was the founder of the religious school Log College and later the pastorate of Neshaminy Warwick Presbyterian Church.
Mr. Log.
Mr. Log.
Is that a real answer? I'm curious.
Yes.
Yes? No, it was William Tennant.
William Tennant.
Mother, I knew it was. You know what? And somebody sent me not that information, but somebody sent me information about Log College.
That somebody did you a disservice.
Yeah, they did.
All right, that was William Tennant, a well-known name in Bucks County. 1,010 for Kathy, 930 for Casey.
So 80
It's an 80
points separates the two contenders.
Last question for Casey.
Oh my God! Last question.
Can we just keep going for a little?
Well.
Oh wow.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, so it's an 80-point difference. This is the last question. Is there a double jeopardy?
There's something else.
Okay. All right.
You look great today, Kath.
Go ahead, say the F word, Kathy.
I know.
You're trying- you want to say it so badly. We can dump it out.
The dulcet tones of Kathy Ramar.
That's what Dennis hears around frisky time.
Damn it. All right, I'm gonna do entertainment.
Okay.
Entertainment.
For 10 points.
Wow, okay, see, and this is where the strategy comes into play. Casey?
Yeah.
What's the Delco Dance Club that featured a spaceship and a dancing robot
Wow.
MC?
Listen, it's only worth 10 points, Kathy. Pulsations.
Yeah, that's correct. Yes, absolutely. What's the category and what's the wager?
We're going to go 70 points in history.
70 points in history. And I got to get to the history.
Right, Nick?
Yeah, man.
I didn't.
You play Jeopardy.
Yeah, I didn't do well in my SATs, but.
You even know how to wager.
History. What Bucksco town was named after George Washington's famous crossing of the Delaware River to take Trenton by surprise in the Revolutionary War?
Washington Crossing.
She got it right. That's exactly correct. Yes.
I got pulsations. You get that. That's fair enough.
All right. So, what is the score here at the end of round 2?
Kathy
It
with
is.
1,080. Casey with 940.
I need the screen, please. For this, we're going to do something now. A few years ago, we had somebody call up on the phone, and we're going to do the same thing. This time, we are calling this, I don't know who's on the phone.
Oh, okay.
The category of I don't know who's on the phone is local businesses. Local businesses. So write down your wager now. Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Wagers are in, and we're playing I don't know who's on the phone. Local businesses, the category, and we have our caller on the line. Good morning. Can you hear me, sir?
Good morning. I can hear you.
All right. Would you please present your question for our contestants?
Good morning. My name is Bill. I'm vice president of a local company. We were established in South Philadelphia in 1891. We are headquartered in Malvern, Pennsylvania, and we have 11 locations in Delaware County and 7 in Bucks County. One of your show members currently endorses our company. What is the name of the company I work for.
Okay. Marissa just handed me a note that says it's over.
It is over.
And
that's not fair.
And I shook my head. And I said, no, it won't be, because more bitching is going to happen.
No.
It is.
You know why it's not over? Because tonight you're going to wake up screaming. And you'll be reliving it over and over again.
Okay, so do we ask for their answers first, or do I ask our caller on the line what the answer is?
I think what you do is you go to the answers and then, right.
Yeah.
And then I do the Alex Trebek. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let's go. And then we'll have our caller on the line to hang on just a moment. So, Kathy, you were in the lead, and that means you get to go first, I believe, is how that works. So, Kathy, what is your answer?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Dunkin' Donuts. And that is incorrect. I'm sorry. What is your wager, please?
300 points.
300 points. And, Nick, what does that total bring her to?
780 points for Kathy Romano.
Casey?
I really could have done a number on myself here, but I blame my brother if I get this wrong, because my brother's philosophy is go big or go home. Okay? My answer is Horizon.
Horizon. That is also incorrect. And your wager?
940 points.
Oh, my goodness. Let me go to our caller. Bill, can you tell these people what company you work for, please?
I work for Acme Markets.
The official supermarket of the Preston and Steve Show. Casey,
Kathy wins!
Kathy
wins!
Oh, my God! Oh, my freaking God!
Bucksco versus Delco. It was anybody's game to the very end.
I actually, at the last few moments, was sure you had it, Casey.
I did too.
I was sure, because you're also, it looked as if you wrote a short word.
I did, and you know what really stinks is he's the new president, so I don't know his name.
Well, that's why we chose him, because if it was somebody that you knew by the sound of their voice, they weren't going to be able to.
Let's focus on what's important. I won. Where do you want to go to dinner, Casey?
Well, whenever you want, girlfriend. Whenever you want.
Nick, do me a favor. Remove that screen between
so he
those
can
two
punch
people,
her.
so Casey can punch her in the face.
You got some insight.
If I can have a moment, I prepared something I wanted to say.
Casey's written a statement.
You know, I came here this week, and I didn't know what to expect. Now, I've seen a lot of people hating me, and I didn't know what to feel about that, so I guess I didn't like you much then either. During this fight, I seen a lot of changing. The way yous felt about me and the way I felt about you. In here, there were two people killing each other. But I guess that's better than 20 million. What I'm trying to say here, if I can change, and you can change, everybody can change. I just want to say to my kid who should be at home cleaning, don't forget to scrub the toilets. I love you.
He's a champion anyway.
Not really. I'm the champion. Here's the thing. What's great for you guys is, because what I was thinking is if Casey won, then the whole competition would have been evened out and we had to do it again. Now,
we don't have to do it.
clearly
Now there's no
the
grudge
winner.
match. There's no grudge match.
No rematch.
2-0.
No rematch.
Ain't going to be no
I
rematch.
win. Thank you very much. I'm so glad that I didn't disappoint my Bucks County residents and friends.
You honestly, you
Mom,
both
Dad, I love
played
you.
very well. Kathy, you played very well. You did. You and I mean, especially honestly in the trivia, you pulled some things out of the proverbial ass that I had no hope you would get, and you got it.
Thank you
So
very
amazing.
much. Oh my God, this was so fun. Thank you guys.
Of course it was fun.
This
No,
was great.
it sucked.
What
I think
a
for everybody.
fair contest you guys pulled off.
Now watch us find out that Soups is actually the name of the place.
Then I would have 100 points and I still lose. By the way, Kathy, you mentioned Dunkin' Donuts. Did you know that there's 33 Dunkin' Donuts locations
Oh,
in
there's
Delaware
26
County?
in Bucks County.
Yeah.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Because you did the Wawa question question last year.
Do you know how many swim clubs there are in Bucks County?
Listen, you know what? I want to know. I don't know if we're going to do this now or not, but some of the questions that we didn't go over, because there was something that I was sure you guys were going to answer, and I really put a lot of time studying it.
What was it?
I have several other ones, and we don't have time to do it now. But maybe next week we can go through some of the questions, because
we'll do a question purge.
I'm dying to know.
So one of the big things in Bucks County, and specifically Levittown, was the LPRA pools, and I thought for sure you were going to ask questions about those.
Nothing came up about that.
Yeah.
So.
And because we were both lifeguards, I could have sworn there was going to be. There were a couple of things where I'm like, all right, what do Kathy and I both have in common? Dunkin' Donuts was obviously the one, and I thought about Acme, but I wasn't sure how many Acmes there were in Bucks County.
Yeah.
So
I had to pick something that both counties had in common.
Oh, I know. And
I tried to see if there was maybe a famous person that was born in one county and went to school in another or lived in another, and I couldn't come up with anybody.
How about this one?
Okay.
William Penn founded two towns on either side of Philadelphia, and they call them new towns. Okay, so there's a Newtown, Bucks County, and a Newtown, Delaware County. Same question, different answers. So Newtown, Delaware County was founded in 1681, and then you guys were like 1684 or something like that.
Well, William Penn actually was born in Rutledge and opened up the first sweet roll shop in Croydon.
I did so much research. Meanwhile, we both were like, no, we're not doing anything.
Kathy, Marissa, there's a couple of pieces of paper underneath my
I
computer.
did so much research on, and it didn't need to be, because I knew you weren't going to stick to Levittown, even though that's where I grew up. But, there's all of those sections. All of the sections have different street name, or have the street names with the same letter of the section. So I memorized 3 street names for each section. In case you asked me the same question.
Well, but then both of you were full of crap that you weren't studying.
Dude.
Listen, and it wasn't until
Look at his study sheet.
It wasn't until last
It looks
night.
like his tax return.
Steve, I did it
Here's
last
your
night.
concert cash keyword.
The word is tune. Tune. You have until 15 minutes after the hour to enter it. You can do that on the contest page at WMMR.com via the MMR app. Or you can text it to our special contest short code number, which is 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in our company-wide contest. And all MMR winners get 2 tickets to MM Barbecue, Saturday, September 16th. And tickets, of course, are on sale now for that. Winners will get a call from Beasley. Make sure you answer your phone. Contest rules at WMMR.com. For MM Barbecue details, text the word finally to 39333. We'll send a link to you. Sponsored by Meineke. So I'll give you that word one more time. The word is tune. Tune. Enter it now. Let's see if you win. We're going to take a look at traffic, see what's happening. Kathy, what you got for us?
Volume building on the Blue Route northbound 95 to McDade Boulevard, Baltimore Pike to the Media Bypass, southbound side from the Mid-County tolls to the Schuylkill, and then Broome all over to Media. Schuylkill eastbound slows 202 into Belmont, heavy the Boulevard to the Vine, westbound jams from Fair Avenue to South Street, City to Belmont, and then the Blue Road out to Gulf Mills. 95 southbound heavy from Cotman through to Bridge, the Betsy Ross Bridge into Girard. Northbound side is heavy from Chichester Avenue to Curlin Street. Pennsylvania Turnpike westbound jams Willow Grove to Fort Washington. 30 bypass eastbound heavy from 340 to 113. And then in New Jersey, 168 northbound jams Lower Landing Road to Browning Road. 42 north heavy the Black Horse Pike to 295, and then Route 130 to 676. 55 northbound jams Deptford to 42. This traffic report brought to you by teethkeepers.com. Dominion National offers dental and vision plans for everyone starting at under $8 a month at teethkeepersave.com. Go to teethkeepersave.com and enroll today. And that's your traffic on 93.3 WMMR.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Brought to you this morning.
You mean more to me than anything.
Brought to you this morning by Pro Team Collision, your certified collision repair center. If you get into an accident, Pro Team Collision is there for you and all of your auto body repair needs. All right, I got some great stories for you. We're going to start with this. A little bit messed up, man. A Florida woman alleges in a federal lawsuit filed Wednesday that her husband died aboard a cruise ship in the Caribbean, and the luxury liner's staff failed to properly preserve the body, robbing his loved ones of an open casket funeral.
No.
Yes.
Oh, it was like it rotted up?
Yep. Marilyn Jones, who was 78.
It kind of looked like this.
Set sail aboard the Celebrity Equinox in Fort Lauderdale with her husband of 55 years, Robert Jones, who was 79. The ocean liner was scheduled for an 8-day excursion. After 2 days on the cruise, the vacation turned somber. Robert Jones died from a heart attack. Now, following her husband's death, Marilyn Jones was told that she had the option of preserving her husband's body in the cruise ship morgue for the next 6 days until the boat docked in Fort Lauderdale. The suit also alleged that Jones was dissuaded from taking her husband's body off the cruise ship in San Juan when she was cautioned that the coroner's office there could take possession of the body and perform an autopsy before releasing it to a funeral home. The ship's staff also cautioned her that if she stayed in Puerto Rico, she would be responsible for securing travel back home for her and her late husband. So the staff warnings about leaving the ship with her husband's body in Puerto Rico didn't leave her much choice, the suit alleges. When the Equinox docked in Florida, after nearly a week since her husband's passing, a worker with a funeral home and a deputy with the local sheriff's office arrived to handle the body. But Robert Jones's body was not in the ship's morgue. Instead, it was moved to a cooler on a different floor. The cooler, the suit says, was not cold enough to preserve the body, which was in a state of severe decomposition.
Holy Christ.
In the cooler, Jones's body was not on a bed or medical table. Instead, it was laying on a bag
of chips.
On a pallet on the floor.
Oh, man.
The ship should have been equipped to handle a death, the suit says, citing heart attacks and cardiac incidents as the leading cause of death among passengers on its ships. So, I mean, listen, they were probably right about, her having to get off the boat with the body and having all that happen. But what they didn't do is they didn't store the body properly, and they should have adequate facilities for that.
Here's what we can do. We can fill in his cheeks with mashed potatoes.
Oh,
and
my
then
God.
Use a little rouge on top of it.
Oh, my God. The Jones family seeks a jury trial and damages of at least $1 million.
They're going to get it.
According to the suit. Okay. This is a very interesting story. Organizations in Wisconsin are asking for the public's help after a weather phenomenon is causing loons to fall out of the sky.
Okay.
There have been multiple.
The hell is that?
There have been multiple calls about loons on land and small ponds, and the group says it appears that they're.
Norman. What the hell is that, you old bitch? What did you screw up now? Loons are falling from the sky, Norman. Jesus Christ.
The group says it appears that there is a loon fallout happening.
Where's my gun?
A loon fallout reportedly happens when
Fallout Loon, the new band.
Atmospheric conditions cause migrating loons to develop ice on their body as they fly at high altitudes.
Wow.
This then causes the loons to crash land.
Isn't it romantic, Norman, watching the falling loons? You're straight out of your mind, you crazy bitch.
Because they're not able to fly due to the weight of the ice on their body. The ice can also interfere with the loon's flight ability. Experts say that the current...
Why do you think that happens, Norman? I want to strangle you.
Experts say that the current ice and rain and unstable air currents are a perfect setup for this phenomenon to happen.
It's an amazing thing. It's something that would bring down a plane or something that, ice on the wings is bringing down living animals.
Yep, there could be other areas involved as well. Here's something I did not know. Loons are not able to walk, which is why groups
That's why they're always on bicycles.
Which is why groups are asking for residents to help. Anyone who comes across a loon on land is asked to call Reggie, I guess they call it, Loon Rescue.
Yeah, Reggie.
For their local wildlife center for advice. Officials pleaded to not take loons to small ponds for release. They reportedly need a quarter mile or more of open water to run across and to get airborne.
This is insane. I had no idea it was. So we're watching one attempt. It's kind of like hobbling along.
It doesn't.
It can't lift its body up.
Their balance is such that it looks like their feet are at the very back of their body and they can't.
It's the goddamnedest thing I've ever seen. What kind of practical jokes did God play with this thing?
I never knew this about loons. Loons also have sharp beaks and use said beaks for defense, and officials said you can cover them with a blanket to contain them. When it comes to transporting, officials said that you can use a Rubbermaid container with air holes in the top. Towels should be placed at the bottom of the container or box to help prevent injury. Reggie is asking anyone who sees a grounded loon to take photos and videos of the bird and send them in.
Here's another fun fact. Lake trout fart out their eyes.
Wow.
So we're watching it in flight or starting to fly.
Yeah, they kind of run on the water as they flap, but they need a quarter mile.
That's crazy.
To get airborne. Now, once they get airborne, they can fly at high altitudes.
Yeah, no,
but then they get ice on them, and then they crash to the ground.
I've never heard anything like this.
They're amazing animals. They're beautiful, and their
And the
sounds.
sound.
Yes. Neumann.
Neumann, isn't that a... I hate it! I hate you and them and everything! And I hate my daughter!
He's just bitter. Just not a happy guy.
Just wanted you to promise me if I wander out into the woods again, let me die.
What was Loon Day? Was that on our show?
Yeah. It was a day that sat between Monday and Tuesday.
Okay, yeah. Was that around the same time as Farch?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, when we tried to improve the calendar,
Right, yeah.
and yet we were laughed at.
All right. I have another story for you.
all right.
I think you guys will find this interesting. A Colorado school bus driver faces 30 counts of child abuse after he braked hard in an attempt to teach students on the bus a lesson.
Saw this.
Brian Fitzgerald had recently started driving for the Douglas County School District when the incident occurred. In camera footage from inside the bus, the driver can be heard telling Castle Rock Elementary school students to be in their seats before saying, "You guys want to see how dangerous that is?" The students are then seen being thrown against the seats in front of them after the driver appeared to abruptly hit the brakes while driving around 9 miles per hour. 9 miles per hour doesn't sound like much, but if you slam on the brakes at 9, it's a lot.
This happened to me in elementary school. I clearly remember with kids running back and forth, but the guy tapped the brakes. So just to give you a little nudge. In this video, a lot of the kids just careen into the chairs in front of him.
He said, "Did you get that? And that's why you need to be in your seat. Turn around and sit down properly." The surprised students can be heard saying, "Why would he do that?" and asking each other if they're okay. One student can be
What's
seen
wrong with you?
talking on a cell phone and calling someone to report what happened, saying the bus driver hit the brakes and somebody got hurt so badly and is bleeding on the cheek.
Oh.
Later, the bus camera video captures the driver telling a parent that he is a substitute bus driver and that he was trying to get them to sit in their seats. He said, "I was coming to a stop and I hit the brakes hard because if they weren't, they were not listening. So I'm sorry if she got hurt."
I'm going to do a J turn.
In a letter to the school district.
All right. You want to see?
Fitzgerald apologized for his actions and expressed concerns about what he described as a repetitive historical pattern of improper student management on the bus that he was driving that day. He had just finished his training days before the incident.
Should have killed him.
He had previously only driven special education students before being asked to fill in on the route.
So he drives the special education bus, but he can't handle a regular bus filled with kids?
And drive a general education bus for the first time when this happened. So he's in a bit of some trouble there.
I had a really good, besides that crazy bus driver I had for that one time, they had another bus driver that took me for ice cream and made love to me.
Wow. That's terrifying. And illegal.
I'll turn this damn bus around. That'll end your precious little field trip pretty damn quick, huh?
What is that from?
Billy Madison.
Okay. All right, and there you go. That is what I have for you in the Bizarre File. All right, how much time left here? About 3 minutes. 3 minutes for you to enter the word tune, T-U-N-E. And you need to do that now because we have $1,000 and we have 2 tickets to the Barbecue Saturday, September 16th. So we want to make sure that you do get your shot at getting that. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in a second. A little bit later on, we are going to have an Barbecue band on Larkin Poe.
Yeah.
Rebecca and Megan will be joining us around 9 o'clock via Zoom. So we're looking forward to talking to them. We'll be back in just a moment. Stay with us, please.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
The MMR app. I feel like their mascot should be the Griffins.
Okay,
The Griffins,
fair
all
enough.
right.
Start that petition.
Nick Murphy, also from Bucks County. Did you know that there was an east and west Levittown? I did not know that, and it is split by Edgeley Road. Yes.
Wow. What's the oldest library in Bucks County?
Oh, you know what? I think is it gone? It's gone because the library that's there now is is new.
Do you realize you're providing questions for when we do this again in 30 years?
No, we're not doing it again. I win.
The first library, I think the oldest library in the country is in Delaware County, Casey.
If it is, then it's Darby Library because that's the oldest in the county. And then the longest tenured mayor in Delaware County, he's been mayor for 44 years. Frank Kelly in Collingdale.
Okay.
Shout out.
Bob Casey, Pat Toomey.
Yeah. Well, Bob Casey's for
Ryan
both
Fitzpatrick.
of us. Do you know who your city councilman chairman is?
No,
Or
I
your
didn't do councilman. I just
John
did the Senate and
McElwain.
House of Representatives.
Bob Brady. That's our.
What else do I have?
The 7th congressional district is vacant right now.
Levittown's 22 square miles.
Felicity alum. Felicity.
Tonight on a powerful Felicity. Felicity shows up late for a chemistry class.
I'm sorry. I thought it was an 8.
Has to go to detention.
Go to detention. Felicity.
Carrie Russell.
Carrie Russell. She, formerly of the Long Locks, who killed her career by cutting her hair, but has now grown her hair back and is doing great things with the Americans.
So Carrie Russell was Felicity.
Sound like
history in Russell.
It's Carrie Russell's history. Presented by Rita that she grew her hair back, and it was wonderful. She plays a commie bitch who pretends she's one of us. Those commies.
In what?
In The Americans.
Oh, The Americans.
You don't watch that?
No,
She's a spy.
I don't watch that.
It's like that John Travolta, Kelly Preston movie.
Oh, yeah. You know The Experts.
The Experts.
But she may join J.J. Abrams and Star Wars Episode 9.
We forget that it was J.J. Abrams who created and wrote a number of the
Felicity episodes.
I did forget that, yeah.
Yeah.
No word yet on whether she'll tackle a hero or a villain in the epic franchise. The movie begins shooting in London this month, by the way.
Unless we forget also that Carrie Russell won Mr. Skin's Best Butt Shot, I believe, in the Anatomy Awards.
Get a nice pooper.
No kidding. Casey says
got
she
a hell of a pooper. kind of butt you want to spend a weekend spelunking at, if you know what I'm saying.
And we are back from vacation.
We are.
So the.
Oh yeah, this is nice. Is good stuff.
Look, there's some soccer players in there from Thailand.
Some kids. I'm gonna help you out.
You guys all right?
Wait, I see light from the badge.
Oh,
We can do this.
Wow.
It's a new survival story unlike any other.
Walk this way, kids. Here we go. Is it a stalagmite or a stalactite?
The tight or from the ceiling stalactite hang on top, and the mites are.
You know that?
Yeah, that's the old stalactite.
It's tight. It hangs
tight.
on, and stalagmite might make it to the ceiling if it keeps growing.
And all of this is taking place in Felicity.
in Felicity's butt.
Okay, yeah.
Text says, driving my kids to daycare, my 2-year-old is calling my 1-year-old a commie bitch. Thanks. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Well, they're learning about a time in our history that was very important.
Yeah. Hey, I noticed a few things.
Oh, my God.
I did. I absolutely positively.
He's back.
Yeah.
You know what he does? He notices things so you don't have to.
Yeah.
You're too busy sleeping 3 hours a day on your job.
Yes, it's
He's
true.
out there noticing.
Hey, you know what I noticed? I noticed that my penis looks a little bit bigger in the summertime.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And I think I know that's why is that? You tend to be trimmer in the summer, don't you?
No, actually, this is something that was on Reddit, and I just used me as an example. This is not true, but apparently there's something called a summer penis.
And the living is easy?
Or summer penis
makes me feel fine.
So on Reddit, one user asked if others experienced a, quote, bigger D in the summertime and smaller in winter.
Bigger D.
I'm paraphrasing.
Winter's coming. Winter's coming. Smaller D's for everyone.
Men said soaring temperatures cause their junk to appear larger. And when they're happy, so to speak, when they're at attention,
clap your nuts.
Apparently, it's better.
When you're happy and you know it, clap your nuts.
Squish, squish.
Ow.
Dr. Dudley Danoff.
Dr. Dudley Danoff does not exist.
Author of The Ultimate Guide to Male Sexual Health, says that hot temperatures cause blood vessels to widen.
Yeah.
And you may swell a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'm swelling right now.
Urologist Dr. Jamin Brambot.
Stop it.
This is fake.
There's not even, yeah.
This isn't real.
Dudley Danoff.
And his nurse, Katrina Thunderrod.
This is urologist Dr. Now, I'm probably pronouncing this. It's probably Yamin, Jamin. I just said
Yamin.
like
You
Jamin
got
better.
yourself a big penis there, man.
Brambot, which is Brahmbhatt.
Maybe it's Jimin, and his real name is like Benjamin, but
he changes it
instead of going by Ben, he goes Jimin.
It's quite possible.
Well, Yamin Brahmbhatt says that men's penises always remain the same size, but adds that blood vessels near the surface may contract to maintain heat, and that hot weather may cause those blood vessels to fill to the max.
We're not talking about, obviously, we're not talking about a 1.5 foot increase. We're talking perhaps just a general. Now,
Just a
however,
general
though,
fullness.
when you lose weight, it does appear to be larger. Correct?
I would think so.
Stands to reason.
I would guess so, yeah.
So yeah, that's. But I mean, yes, in the engorging process, perhaps.
But also,
Bill loves all these words, by the way.
Don't you feel like your fruit hangs a little bit lower during the summer just
Because it's sad.
Not necessarily that, but it's just it's warmer, so
I think so.
things
Right?
are looser.
For
Yeah.
proper child production, the baby batter must be cooler, right? That's why your testicles are the way they are in the body's configuration. They always say to you, loose and cooler. Is the you guys have kids?
I don't know. I didn't look that much into it.
You didn't chill them up before you got it on.
But it is sophisticated.
Spray them with some CO2.
It is sophisticated equipment that is meant for the purposes of of reproduction. Yes, and therefore it maintains a to a certain temperature so that your equipment
Your
will work
McDLT.
properly, and you're cool on the cool side and hot on the hot. Anyway, we'll move on to something else. I just liked it because the headline was "Heat Waves Lead to Summer Penis."
Oh yeah.
From the noticer.
Thank you.
Makes me feel fine. Blowing into jasmine across my sack.
Love that song. Can't help it.
I did notice something else.
More from the noticer. He notices so you don't have to.
I noticed
across an empty field. Down the dark alley.
I do notice that I will use digital assistants from time to time. The two that I use are
your fingers.
No,
and your toes.
Not those digital.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Meaning Siri and Alexa. Those are the two that I use from time to time. Now,
okay.
Alexa I mainly use for like a timer when I'm cooking or music to listen to real quick or something like that.
In your kitchen, do you have the show, the Alexa show? Which has the screen on it?
Oh. No.
It's actually very cool, especially if you're doing recipes or things of that nature.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyhow, there was a new study that finds which is the smartest of them all and in what order. This is Loop Ventures. They did a study that had researchers ask the four digital assistants 800 questions, and they found all assistants were great at understanding the questions. They have determined who actually answered the most questions.
I have them all, or have had them all. This sounds like I'm bragging about sexual conquest, but yeah. So go through this. I'm curious to see if it lines up with what I experienced.
So they found that the smartest of them all is Google Assistant.
Okay, so that's what I learned, is that the ability to answer questions and questions contextually went to Google.
I can't stand when I ask Siri a question and she just gives me a bunch of websites to go to. I'm like, just give me.
Do not like that. However, though, Google Assistant will most often default to Wikipedia.
There are obviously silly, ridiculous things that you don't need it for, but you use it for anyway.
I still do, yeah.
What do you think for you is the most practical purpose for using any of these?
Well, honestly, for when I'm sitting, for example, if I'm sitting and I'm I'm setting up something for the media. You know, I'm watching TV or whatever, and I'm looking down at something, or I need the lights on, or I'm turning lights on and off.
Okay.
Playing music.
I think that's
the
what I
radio.
would use it for.
Playing. I walk into a room. I constantly use it for weather. I constantly use it. I'll get a quick news update.
Yep.
So I'm interfacing it with that. And if you look at if you find out on your app on your phone, it'll tell you your last 70 requests, and mine are always sort of the same thing.
Okay.
You know, I mean, it records everything, so you can find out every single request that you've asked.
I am using them all the time throughout the day.
But you know what? Like, you're busy, Steve. I know somebody, Nick, who can probably come over to your place, who I think is in between gigs right now. Gary Lauer is not doing anything right now. His house is closed.
You know what? Honestly, you don't even need an echo. Just have Gary hands.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot out there.
Just have your own Gary.
I'll turn it on for you. Lights on.
All right.
Hey, Gary, lights on.
All right, 1 second. There you go. Gary, should I wear a sweater outside? I'll be right back. It's pretty chilly. Lauer.
Yeah,
Lauer.
that's what it would be.
Yeah. Hey, Lauer.
Because Gary would be too common.
Hey, Lauer, play Allman Brothers. Lauer, switch to Skinnerd.
Hey, Lauer.
Yes? Switch to Killers. Somebody told me.
All right.
Hey, Lauer, play MMR.
Well, don't you have to kind of have like a bing bong prompt?
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, Lauer. Working.
Play Summer Breeze by Seals and Croft.
Summer Breeze.
So Lantern Entertainment and the Weinstein Company have come to terms on two major sticking points in their deal: a price and a close date. So they agreed on a final purchase of $21 million and expect to close on July 13th. A bankruptcy court hearing is scheduled for July 11th, and Lantern also agreed to make numerous payments to creditors to avoid a lengthy court battle.
All right, so and then they're obviously going to not use the name Weinstein, right?
Oh, no, yeah, they're not. I don't think they're going to do that.
Charles Manson Productions.
So they're going to.
They figure it has a better reputation.
Hell yes. So they're getting closer to.
And then you can have Manson instead of the MGM Lion.
Wouldn't that be awesome? His face in that circle logo. Thanks, Kath. Real quick, I'd like to pass along a couple of emails that I got that I thought were interesting or fun, or some shout outs, and some come with gifts too.
Wow, so it's you're opening up the mailbox.
I am. There's several things here. This one says, this is from Amy Mark, who is from Moorestown, New Jersey. This is mainly for you and Casey, by the way, Steve.
What do we do?
It says, hey, Preston, I came across something recently that made me laugh out loud. And think of you all, so I thought I would share. My family and I were recently in northern France for spring break, and one evening I flipped on the TV and I saw a commercial for the equivalent of the Safelite glass repair company in Europe. The same Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace jingle was used, but it was just all in French. And
we
it
have to look for that.
made me laugh out loud, thinking of the River Valley Vocal Band performing the Safelite Repair jingle in other languages.
Should we do one?
Well, let's do Merci Beaucoup.
Well, merci beaucoup, merci your face.
Okay.
Merci your face?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Merci beaucoup, merci your face.
Good.
It's really good.
That was one of the better harmonies.
Thank you.
I've heard.
I try to go down. You watch the Beatles; they did it the best.
Yeah. By the way, and I didn't see this link that Amy sent along. It says, "Here's a compilation of the jingle in multiple languages
I've
for you
seen
guys
it,
to enjoy."
actually.
Really?
Yeah.
You seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I seen it.
I seen it.
I seen it with my eyes.
Can we get? Let me ask you something. Can we get an audio clip?
Yeah, it's probably on YouTube.
I think Marissa's probably working on it as we speak. She says, "Thanks for always making me laugh and bringing joy to our lives." Can you guys do that one more time? 3, 2, 1.
Merci beaucoup. Merci your face.
Merci your face needs to be a T-shirt.
Thank your face.
Merci your face.
Thank your face.
And thank you. I'm very proud of my face. And you are very courteous. I need my windshield replaced.
So thank you, Amy.
I'm at
Mark.
the croissant eating contest. Do you think in the parks of France they have instead of pie eating, they're eating thick
croissants?
You're right.
Yeah.
All sorts of wonderful pastries.
Probably.
Speaking of which, I saw on Instagram yesterday. Normally, when you make a croissant sandwich, you cut that crap in half and stuff it. Dude, this person mashed the croissant and then used one croissant per side.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
As a sandwich piece bread.
Yes.
Nice piece bread.
Nice piece bread. But one of the things I like about the croissant is its airiness. You know,
it's like airy
when you bite it into it, and if you were to smash it, I don't know. Might take a little from the texture. I'm sure it tastes great.
Yeah.
I'm sure it does. All right. Here's another email, and this says, "Hey, bitches.
Hey, what?
Sorry to bother you at work, but I'm sending along a picture of the worst fate ever of my favorite mug. And as you can see, it met a horrible death on Saturday morning. Now, I didn't get to, I couldn't open the picture. I had trouble with it. Did you see it?
I did.
It says, was it a Good Morning It mug?
It was.
Oh, man. And so this is from Christy Largent. She says, will you ever consider bringing back limited releases of mugs like the Good Morning It or the No Sad Bro mug? Thanks for considering.
This is something to consider.
I didn't know that they weren't available anymore.
Well, I think they were on a limited basis. You know, we're getting asked for a lot these days. We had mentioned our bobbleheads where you look like Joey Fatone and I look like a serial killer.
Yeah.
People want those, and I'd love to. Then those were done through the Wings, right?
Yes, the Philadelphia Wings did that. So I don't think we have any
We can order them to do it.
way on that. But coffee mugs we should be able to do.
Yeah.
And now we should do a Merci Your Face coffee mug. Merci Your Face.
One more time, guys. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Merci beaucoup. Merci your face.
Now you guys you're singing in unison now.
I think that's good, though. I think. All
right.
Is that
We
better?
need to practice off air.
All right, here we go. Listen, this is the Safe Flight jingle in French. Here we go.
Glace répare, car glace remplace.
Okay. What are they saying, Nick?
Glace répare, car glace remplace.
Something about your place?
Oh, I don't know.
I took a dump at your place.
It should be Safe Flight Repair, Safe Flight Replace.
Yeah.
Is it replace that they're saying?
I don't think so.
Is it Merci Your Face?
It is.
Merci Your Face.
Play it again one more time.
All right. Casey, from the top, please.
What are we doing? Your face? Okay.
Case, can you
Play it.
rewind it to the beginning, please?
I
Thank
thought you wanted me to sing it from the top.
No, but I do.
My bad.
So we're going to do, you play that, and we'll do Smash or Trash. The French version or our version.
Okay, I'll play this, and then you guys do yours. Here we go.
Glace répare, car glace remplace.
Amateurs.
Amateurs.
All right, go
3, 2, 1. Merci beaucoup. Merci your face.
By the way, I have not been on the Rock Shop in forever.
Yeah.
I don't see the coffee mug that she's asking about, but did you know that we have wall clocks available?
I did not know that.
I know.
We have
I know we had humidors.
Saved by the Rock wall clock. We have a Bam Bam Rocks the wall clock, a Long Strange Trip wall clock, Preston and Steve Liberty Bell wall clock.
I didn't know that.
What?
I need a Preston and Steve Liberty Bell shirt and a connoisseur shirt. I don't have those. I need to get those. And then there's a bunch of mugs, but there's no there's no Good Morning It mug. So,
Yep.
Okay.
I like
Lots of stuff on the Rock Shop.
There's a Liberty Bell one, Preston and Steve. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's got MMR.
That was my logo idea.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I
like
wanted
that.
something that really
And you don't even have one?
that really said Philadelphia. No, I
It's
don't.
like Ray Kroc never eating a hamburger.
Yeah. Yeah, that was me and Marissa kind of kicked that around, and she helped me out in the actual creation of
Those are
it.
damn good shirts. We still have the what's the Carpe Banana, but lower down there the Dracula one. I got scared because Dracula.
I was scared because of Dracula. No. All right. Well, anyway, Christy, we'll look into it. We have a meeting today. Hopefully not.
Yeah.
That I can mention that.
Bill's on vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, well then.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Merci beaucoup. Merci your face.
All right. This is a shout out, and then one more after this. I got this last week. This is from Matt Keller, and he said, just wanted to get a shout out for the Downingtown West indoor guard. So my son used to do color guard
Awesome.
for high school.
Yeah.
And he said, we just returned from Dayton, Ohio for the WGI World Championships this past week. And although we didn't fulfill all of our goals, we did place 60th out of 121 teams from across the country, and we're the top team in Pennsylvania. Not bad for our first trip to Dayton.
Yes.
P.S. AMP Indoor Guard from Camden, New Jersey was the top draw of all groups Saturday night, and they blew the roof off the arena as usual. And by the way, Matt is one of the prop builders, and so they bring out all these things for these guard presentations. And he had apparently a 70% scale replica of Amelia Earhart's plane that he built.
Oh.
It's huge. And they would drag that thing around and piece it together and put it up at their shows.
What was the name of her plane again?
It was a Zephyr, wasn't it?
I think that might have been it.
I'm not 100% sure.
I think it was Merci your face.
Nick, if you wouldn't mind looking
The
up
Spirit of Safe Light Repair.
Amelia Earhart's aircraft. I'm sure they mention a lot of aircraft in the Wikipedia article. But the one that she flew and
crashed.
And yeah, was,
Well, we don't know.
Or she's still up there somewhere. I don't
It's
know.
Goop.
By the way, Matt Keller said prop builder, driver for Downingtown West Bands of Guard. So here you go. Thank you. Bands and Guard, not Bands of Guard.
I am Bands of God.
All right, and then another one, and Nick will look up that information. We'll get to it in a moment when you find it. But this is from Jim Edwards. He says, hey, guys, wanted to send you something I made this weekend for you folks. And I would like it to be a surprise, but I figured I should reach out in advance because, well, it needs some explaining. So this was sent to Nick. He said, first, I just learned about the Museum of Charts and Crafts.
Yes.
When you guys were talking about the hurling stick, and then y'all went into dragons.
Well,
so we have this. I have a shelf in the office where people send us their listener-created Preston and Steve things, and I place them up for display.
I know that Marissa's on all this stuff, so I'm sure there's some representation on the webpage of the museum. So
I don't know if there is yet.
Oh, okay.
I've been letting it build
because there's
bit.
a lot there right now.
So and I need to
even pay a
create some more
guard to
space.
sit there.
So anyhow, he said, I'm a prosthetics technician by trade. 3D printing is slowly making its way into the field, and I have taken it upon myself to learn 3D printing. I'm getting pretty good at it. Just recently had a crazy idea to print a bag. Someone was kind enough to scan a Taco Bell bag, and then a few years back, I started using VR to create 3D models. And he goes on to talk about how he made a poop emoji.
This stuff is amazing.
I said, so I made one for you fine folks. I also enjoyed the conversation about the dragon debate. I also print lots of dragons, included one for you, Nick, to share with your fiance. And if you and your girl decide that it isn't for you, pay it forward to someone so that it'll put a smile on their face. I have included some pictures for your review, or further, I am including the print files, blah, blah, blah. With your approval, I will send it to share to the Preston and Steve show. And also, he said he has direct interaction with the show because he was the last person to get a Preston and Steve tattoo in the studio. Oh, wow. And he wanted us to give a shout out to the Independence Prosthetics and Orthotics at Dover Lab Techs. So here's a shout. And now I have this, and we haven't opened it yet. So I'm here in the studio with this.
Very cool.
This is a 3D printed bag with the Preston and Steve Show logo on the front.
You remember Richard Curtis now from the classroom is teaching almost primarily 3D printing.
Oh,
yeah, it's
very cool.
They're really focusing in on that.
So there's something in bubble wrap inside here. I'm going to open it up.
All
and
right.
He said he wanted it to be a bit of a surprise.
Very
I have
impressive.
a feeling it's probably a dragon because he mentioned the dragon thing. So,
Those are actual sounds you're hearing from the studio.
There's a lot of pieces here.
Okay, is that the thing you have to build?
Dude, I hope this thing didn't crumble and fall apart. Oh no! Whoa!
I think you have to assemble it.
Oh no,
dude!
It's like a classic Asian Chinese dragon,
a serpentine dragon.
Yeah,
but
ancient Chinese dragon.
But it's not rigid. It's posable.
It's articulated.
That is badass.
Yeah, man.
That is
Look at that.
sensational.
And then inside here, by the way, it smells like chocolate. That's really weird.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Well, let's eat
you
it.
know why?
Why?
There's chocolate inside. These are poop emojis.
I see.
And he's got Hershey's Kisses inside.
Oh my God!
So he made all these
Oh, that's
poop
cool.
emojis as well. Okay, so that's not part of the dragon.
Oh, that dragon is amazing.
That's fun too.
Unless the
Wow.
dragon poops
Chocolate kisses? Is that actual Chinese lore?
That might be part of the dragon's powers.
Is there a troll inside the dragon's mouth?
Yeah.
Let me look.
It poops molten milk balls, Nick.
No, there is no troll inside the mouth. So,
All right.
But this is really cool because it's.
Hold it up again.
Hang on, Marissa's getting video of it right now. So isn't that cool? All right, so let me hold this.
I want to get a 3D printer right now. I'll be back.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
That's cool.
It looks beautiful.
I love that. Thank you very much, Jim. We'll put that in the Sharks and Crafts display. It doesn't say Preston and Steve on it, but we'll know what that is.
Come on, man.
But the bag does, which is good, yes.
Steve, we purchased a 3D printer because Jace really got into it for a little while, and basically they're not compatible, or at least the one we got, with Apple products. And so we ended up having to return it. But it was such a pain because he really enjoyed it because he did it at school. Yeah.
Well, now they're more available, so all different kinds and ones that will. A lot of the files are not Mac compatible, but they're getting there.
I didn't know that when I purchased it.
No one knew it.
To double back, the plane that Amelia Earhart was flying was a Lockheed Electra 10E NR 16020.
Okay.
So there you go.
And that was the official name. What a romantic name.
I guess that was the official name of
Isn't it bad luck to not name your plane?
I know it's bad luck to have a boat without a name.
They got to name them Jenny.
Yeah, that's right.
I know to have a horse with no name makes you an America song.
No, I don't think planes have names. They have numbers, tail numbers.
Like in World War II, they did.
No.
Yeah,
Enola Gay.
Enola Gay.
Well, no, but I'm saying
Memphis Belle.
not all, like a boat.
The Memphis Belle.
Yeah, those were bombers. Maybe it was tradition to do bombers. I don't know about fighter planes or anything like that.
Dick Button.
Dick Button. All right. So anyhow, thank you for those. What is this?
Safe Flight from around the world.
More Safe Flight jingles from around the world. Here we go.
Isn't it kind of wild that a jingle like that is ecumenical, as they say?
Here's
Worldwide.
another one.
Speedy glass repair. Speedy glass replace.
Well, that's actually a little
Speedy
funky.
glass repair. Speedy glass replace. So a different product name.
Do you think we could do that pacing with our French version?
No.
Okay.
You don't need to. It's syllabolic is why they're doing it so quickly. Here's another one. We have a bunch of these.
I still think we're the
I don't know
best.
what these languages are.
No, that's completely off the charts.
All right.
Karglas pajgallap, karglas barandap. Karglas repariert, karglas tauscht aus. Karglas repis, kiewazi, karglas adi, kartisna.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot there.
They're cycling through them here on the screen.
Karglas repara, karglas substituisce.
Okay.
Karglas fliegt Glas, Karglas ersetzt. Karglas repariert, Karglas vervangt.
Wow.
Yeah, funky.
Yes.
I like that.
Smith & Smith repair, Smith & Smith replace.
That's in English, but I don't know what they were saying. Here to fair to hire us.
Nice and Dragonfly!
Autoglas naprawia, autoglas wymienia. Karglas remont, karglas zamiena.
Carglass. Carglass.
99 love balloons.
Karglas poprawi, karglas zamienia.
Carglass is a popular one.
It sure is.
Carglass.
Karglas cambia, karglas repara.
Oh, that's
nice
my
roll.
favorite. That's my favorite.
You want to hear it again?
Yeah. Like
right.
that one. One more. It was a two-parter. Yeah.
Okay.
right there.
Karglas cambia, karglas repara.
Carglass scum, yeah.
Repara.
Karglas repar, karglas remplace. Autoglas repair, autoglas replace.
Autoglass repair, autoglass replace.
And then the final one.
Safe like repair, safe like replace.
That's
best.
the one we know.
No, the new best is Merci beaucoup.
Yeah.
Merci your face.
Merci your face.
Mhm.
Your face.
All right. We have a couple more minutes left before we do have to take a break and get ready for Larkin Poe. They're joining us around 9. Do we want to talk about
Yes, we have
Casey
to.
this weekend?
Oh, man. Yeah.
Big to do at the Foster household.
Yeah, so my daughter had her junior prom, and that was on Friday night. And at some point, our house got nominated to have everybody over for pictures. And so we had to get our house ready because we were going to have all these people at our house. So and so we had to do everything inside and outside to, listen, if it was raining, you got to do all the pictures inside, you know, and
So-
if it's nice, you got to do all the pictures outside.
I'm not familiar with. Is this a thing now where there'll be large groups that'll congregate at one house for the pictures?
Oh, it's not now.
Yeah.
There's a picture that you guys posted of me at my prom,
Okay.
and we were all outside of. We went to one person's house.
One predetermined house.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
all
it's
right.
been
I didn't know that.
Happening for a while.
We did that back when Carter was in middle school, I think, as well.
I just started working for SafeLight at that point.
Right. So you were, you're out of the loop.
Yeah, I was busy.
You were busy.
Yeah, but like seriously, like the last 3 weeks were spent getting the house ready. Like we were on vacation. What was that? Right before Easter, right?
Yeah.
So the week before Easter is when I started like painting floorboards because there was one part of our floorboard when Reggie was a puppy that was his chewing toy. It was like, literally the corner of the floorboard where
kinda funny.
and it was like so I had to like fix that up.
All the minutia you're taking care of.
Yeah, I mean, shampooing carpets, painting things, sanding things.
Outside, you power washed your house, right? And
Yeah.
I went for a jog the other day, and I saw 2 houses in the same neighborhood power washing their house, and I'm like, they got to be having kids over.
So we have stucco. So I power washed what I could, right? So I power washed our front walkway and the front stoop and some other things, right? But we have stucco on our house. So the front of our house is all brick and then stucco around the rest, and the stucco gets like stained, and I don't have the right power washing equipment because you can tear that stuff up really quick. So
Super speedy stain stucco removal.
so we had a guy come out over on Thursday. This guy Mike Donahue, and he's a friend of ours from the parish, and he him and another guy. I mean, they were up on the roof. I'll show you the before and after photos
So
of what and then also our flower beds. And I saw my neighbor like a couple of nights before the pictures, and I was like, Jerry, I'm so sorry about the way our house looked for the last like month or so, but we couldn't do the stuff to the outside too early. We wanted everything. We wanted everything to look fresh and perfect for that night. So like literally, my buddy Steve, he's a landscaper. He came over and he cleared out the flower beds and laid down like the weed tarp.
You got to
and
make it elaborate, right?
Oh yeah.
So you and I remember you were slaving on this for the whole week.
Yeah.
So
no, for 3 weeks.
And you had so you had good weather.
We had great weather.
How did it turn out?
Well, the only problem was the weather was so great that where we wanted the pictures to happen, the sun was directly in everybody's eyes. So we actually had to move people down a little bit in our yard. And technically, that part of the yard is where all the dogs go poopies.
You should have gone over to Jerry's house.
No, well, we should do. Jerry's landscaping is great. And then my neighbor.
I know you think we're friends or something, but we're not.
Dick Clark, my next door neighbor, his yard is really great. We could have done it in his yard if we wanted to, but luckily we cleared out all the front yard, all the poop out of the front yard. Could you imagine? Like you have a girl in her high heels.
Yeah, stepping in a huge turd.
Yeah. But listen, everybody came over like 5. So between 5 and 6:30 is when everybody came over.
How many people?
Okay, so it was 24 students.
Wow.
And their parents.
Wow. Did you have like refreshments or things?
Yeah.
By the way, the girls in their heels, was the ground firm or
it was firm enough.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
I didn't.
good.
Nobody was in like straight up like stilettos or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, we had to get like beer and wine and White Claws and soda.
And what do the adults have?
And then so that was for the kids. And then the adults, we had water and Diet Coke and stuff
Juice
like that. No,
boxes.
but like then we went to like Primos and all that stuff and had like a nice little spread of food. And
I didn't realize that that it went to that level.
well, it doesn't always have to. Like so, I can't remember what the freak I did for my junior prom, but my senior prom, it was just me and my buddy John and our dates, and because we had a Rolls Royce. There was only room for 4 of us in the Rolls Royce. These guys had a limo bus, right? So it fit everybody on this limo bus, and so that's why everybody was at our house. But I mean, I think
I was thinking of the Conehead scene where he comes over to get the picture taken, with the
yes,
burns his face. But yeah, well, that's cool, man, that you did that.
But
so.
you stress over this stuff, and you want people to think that this is how you actually live, and
Wait, did you guys take the photos? Or did you have a photographer?
No. We probably should have gotten a photographer.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you spent
No,
so
the
much time
parents
sprucing
usually-
up the house. I wasn't sure if you hired a photographer.
Well, it's
to do
funny.
it.
I took the photos with my cell phone because my phone is better and newer than my wife's. but we also have a camera. And I was like, hey, why don't we just use this camera? She's like, no, use your phone. I'm like, yeah, but we have like an XLR thingy. And no, we used our phone.
Okay.
So the house was. You stress over all this stuff, right? And like it's Thursday, right? And I see Seamus is sitting on the couch eating cheese curls, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, I just want like I'm not yelling at you or anything like that, but I'm like, just know that your mother and I have been like slaving over this house for the last 3 weeks, so please don't. Like when you're done with that bag, don't stick it in the cushions or whatever you do, because you should have seen some of these things that we found in the couch, behind the couch, under the couch. Like
you really have to send the kids away for like a week and the dogs.
So here's the deal. On Thursday night, as I'm putting things back onto on our back deck and the furniture there, I look over to this planter. There's a freaking cheese curl in the planter. That a-hole put a cheese curl in the planter. Not more than 2 minutes after I told him, like, dude, please, your mother and I have been like really.
Did he do it to piss you off?
It had to be.
Probably.
He doesn't think those things are seeds, does he?
Probably, yeah. So he
I'm gonna go a cheese curl plant.
Luckily, his sister dimed him out, and then when I told, he's like, it wasn't me. I go, yeah, it was, because your sister saw you do it, and she told me. He goes, oh, she's such a snitch. I'm like, no, you're an a-hole.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you're a total a-hole. Like, dude, you have no
snitch
respect whatsoever. But then,
what age range are we talking about for the
juniors?
Yeah.
So, and there were a couple of seniors in there, but
16,
17, 17.
These are 40-year-old.
16 to 18 years old.
All right.
But Steve, I'm shampooing carpets, and then Reggie throws up on 2 carpets, right? Because my mom decides to feed him Cheerios. I'm like, Mom, he's a dog. He doesn't need Cheerios for dinner. And he's like, he goes, you know how dogs are like, and then I'm like, no. He's like, barf, and all over the one carpet. And then he's like, I'm not done yet. Let me go into another room and puke on this carpet.
So, yeah, my cat Hubert goes on what I call tour. He goes on tour, and that begins it's like I'm coming to your room, and I'm coming to this room, and we are on virtually all hardwood.
Oh my God!
But if there's a sock in a room somewhere, he'll find it.
He'll find that and puke on it.
But hey, you know, I got to thank your guys from Mulchworks.
Oh, they're awesome.
They're great.
Yeah.
They dropped
Does it taste good?
It does. Well, so I saw you eating it like cereal. I was like, let me try this.
Did they own a ice skating rink?
They do.
They do.
They like
Hatfield Ice, or not a Hatfield Ice.
Iceworks.
Iceworks. That's it. Yeah.
Iceworks, Mulchworks. I think everything is Blank Works.
And they own a Dairy Queen.
Yes,
Yeah.
Dairy Queen Works.
How do you branch out from mulch to ice skating and Dairy Queen?
Because that's the coolest thing you could do.
I
You have a
guess.
place to ice skate and eat ice cream.
Man, they've cornered that market.
And by the way, I have a yard and a half of extra mulch because I don't know how to do mulch math. Right?
Mulch math.
Right.
So
yeah.
Andrew from Mulchworks, I'm texting with him. I'm like, I don't know how to do mulch. He's like, just take measurements of all your beds that you need. And so I like over measured and
How much extra mulch do you have?
Dude, I'll show you a picture of it. I have a giant so he tells me he's like, hey, no, my landscaper Steve is like, hey, you got about a yard and a half of mulch left. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's not that bad. I'm like, all right,
You're thinking like 3 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of like a full yard's worth.
No. I mean, you could go sledding down this thing. That's how big this. Yeah. It's gigantic. So if anybody needs any brown mulch,
all right,
I'll hook you up
We
for
drop
free.
it off at my house?
No, you got to come and get it
Okay,
yourself.
no.
That's what my brother was like. Hey, can you bring it? I'm like, no. I'm giving you free mulch.
This mulch is really good. It really is. Yeah.
Well, and so we always do. You go with the black mulch, the black
Yes.
licorice. All right. So we always went with that, but this time we ended up going with the brown mulch. I love the way it looks.
The reason
And
why
it
we
keeps its color a
stopped
little
using
longer.
the darker is because it would, when it rained, it would the dye would run.
Right.
And that was sort of and like there, near any sort of fountain or pool or whatever, it became a problem. But
Yeah.
both are great, whatever your choice.
But like, I'm just so glad that everything went off without a hitch on Friday. Like, the weather was perfect, the kids were great, and everybody was really happy. And
Did you do dad jokes?
Did I do any dad jokes? No, I did
Wow.
not. No,
I'm shocked.
You had an audience right there.
Yeah.
So I'm talking to this one. I'm like basically like that, like I was with the Joe Keery or whatever, where I talk myself into into this corner.
Wetzel's pretzels again.
I'm like you don't want. And then
Who here likes pretzels?
I know, literally in the middle of what I was saying, I was like I'm gonna stop talking. I'm like, you don't want to be talking to a grown up right now. You would much rather like hang with your friends. And I walked away. And that guy actually told my daughter that I was his hero.
You were his hero for leaving him alone.
No, your dad obviously has had some sort of head injury, and the fact that he's still. No, that's awesome.
No,
That's good.
It's this kid that I saw on the plays at he goes to St. Joe's Prep, and I watched him in a couple of different plays, and he was really, really good. His name's Liam, and I'm like, hey, I thought you were really good. And
You're a great dad. You're a great dad. You're dialed in. You go to all the things.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's.
He knows how to talk to kids too,
absolutely.
which is something I am
You know how
not
to
well versed in like he is.
rap with them.
Yeah.
and give them the 411.
That type of thing.
And then also know when it's time to like
Kick it to the curb.
leave them alone. Well, listen. Then after that, I know we're moving on here, Press. I spent an entire weekend with the rugby team. You know,
That's
these guys
hot.
are. Well, it's so hot, but like these kids don't want to hang out with the adults that are their chaperones. You know what I mean? So there's like a balance of like be there, but then let them be themselves.
No matter how cool you think you are, right? You're
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Well, no, you're cool, but you're also 47 years old. So like you're just at a different point.
yeah.
And they're like, we don't care.
It's like adjusting your bangable age level.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I have to do that. All right.
All right. Well, I'm glad things went well. That's excellent.
Well done.
All
You
right.
worked hard on it. You
We
deserve
need to take a break because Larkin Poe is scheduled to join us in about 6 minutes. So we're going to come back in a moment, and we're going to talk to both Rebecca and Megan about the MM Barbecue coming up in September. And tickets are on sale now. We'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.
Preston and Steve.
All 93.3 WMMR. Finally.
How we doing, MM Barbecue? Young man got up, and he had a take on legalizing prostitution.
So I propose this. The city allows for licensed masseurs to give genital massages if the masseur and the client both agree to it. We let someone get naked and have every other part of their body touched and rubbed by a massage therapist. Hell, we let proctologists spend their day men and sticking things. So if someone wants to yank a guy's crank, I say let him.
Oh my God. That really is as inspiring as FDR's speech on December 8th, 1941.
I love the last part of that. Hang on.
So if someone wants to yank a guy's crank, I say let him.
I say
I say, Leo, if someone wants to yank a man's crank, I say let them do it.
Okay.
And so by this time,
legit?
well,
maybe.
You know what? I don't care. But he was definitely in front of this group. He was prepared. He seemed, and then he goes on. It's not just enough to state that's your intent or what you'd like to see happen.
Yeah.
You have to provide.
You got to back it up.
Examples.
Yeah, some context.
Some context to it. Yes.
Here's clip 2.
Picture this: a big old sweaty fat guy would get with your hand actually be that much worse than giving him a full body massage, getting up in there under the folds of fat, or being the proctologist sticking your finger.
Holy hell.
If a grown adult wants a job, another grown adult is willing to give one for money, then let them. That would truly be a happy ending for everyone.
Okay.
Oh my God.
The crowd loved it.
There is, I think, legitimacy to his claim, by the way. Are we going there or are we not going there?
I want to hear. What do you think?
I like the way you.
Casey started doing
like a velociraptor all of a sudden.
His head was going left to right. Are we going here?
Well, yeah. I mean, like, dude, why is that illegal?
Rub and tugs?
Yeah.
There is that. This is an age-old question about the. In fact, right before the Magna Carta came into being, there was the rub and tug.
I mean, there is a separation of church and state, right? So, is morality a church thing?
Wow, this got a lot deeper than I thought. We were simply playing a goofball. We said, but you want to work out whether prostitution or the sex trade should be legitimized.
Well, maybe we should put them in malls.
Let's talk about abortion. Let's lighten things up a bit.
How do we want to proceed into the next thing that we're going to do?
Well, I think we should. Where did Bill go? Oh, Bill, could I trouble you to come over here? I got to ask your opinion on the air about something. If you
Bill Weston, man about town.
He just goes, oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Yes, well, the real reason we have rouged you into this studio is to offer you our thanks and congratulations and allow me to read the words of Kevin Gunn, if I may attempt.
You certainly may, sir.
So, we call him the man about town. We kid him about his kitchen cleaning, dashing wardrobe, and how he presides over meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. He's always open to ideas, but he often reminds us that, quote, this is not a democracy. Probably a good thing, too. Can you imagine if the Preston and Steve show, me, Jackie Bam Bam, Jackson, Brent, and the rest of the MMR staff were left unchecked to their own devices? Or if there was no one to say, let's think this through? Or have you considered what might happen if? Or the building might not go for that. Or are you out of your freaking minds? You want to do what? But there it is. Bill Weston, the adult in the room. He is our leader through a business that is open 24/7, 365 days a year. He has to deal with the creative types, the executives, the sales staff, the accountants, the consultants, the concert promoters, the bands, their managers, countless live events, listener comments, office demolition and construction, and it is quite a job. He does all of this with a measured demeanor, self-effacing sense of humor, and a wealth of experience and wisdom. This year, he has also taken up the additional task of overseeing MMR's 50th anniversary celebration and has done so, might I say, with limitless energy and incredible savvy. So, in addition to being the man about town, Bill Weston is also the man about music, the man about programming, the man about administration, the man about meetings, the man about sometimes saying no. In short, the man who's all about this radio station. And that is why, and probably to his chagrin, we, his staff, award him the well-earned and long overdue recognition as the Rock of MMR.
Go.
Thank you. Thank you. That's no idea. And yes, to my chagrin, because this was something that we came up with to award to or recognize people that don't get recognition.
The unsung.
Yeah, this happens just a couple of times a year. This award is handed out.
Right.
It is a giant rock on a platform, and it's got the MMR logo, and then it's got little spaces for whoever might be the rock at any given time.
Yeah, like the Stanley Cup, the names are added to the rock. Right. And now we add Bill's name to that.
That's I'm touched, and I really appreciate the sentiments expressed in your missive. Who wrote that? Kevin?
Kevin wrote it. My
Kevin.
presentation, but entirely Kevin, who is a genius and brilliant and one of our great ones. He wrote the words.
Yes,
and
my
accurately
reward
described
is
it.
I get to work with really talented people who are in much better positions to act
stupid
freely and
freely.
Well, the idea, the words that Kevin put in there, you want to do what? Which mostly applies to you guys.
Yes.
You want to light a refrigerator on fire in the parking lot and then add 7 cars to the mix and see if we can cause a giant mechanical explosion?
Yes. That's
I
a
mean,
good one,
consider what we have done in the last 15 years to just imagine what he has said no to.
Oh, yeah.
Well, then tolerating a pony coming in.
Yes.
Well, he didn't know about that one.
Yeah, never.
Some things you beg for forgiveness.
You just don't apprise him of.
I thank you very, very much. That's like I said, my reward. I was just came back from a long motorcycle trip out in California.
Right.
Actually went through Petaluma, Pierre, and I was telling these guys that I was hanging with, just regular guys, retired cops and plumbers and whatever. I said, I still love my job. I am blessed to be able to work at WMMR with people who care, and actually their first response to something that needs to be done isn't that's not my job. It's to, how can I help? Right. And it's that kind of atmosphere that we have, and we involve our listener because they're an integral part of that radio station. It's a great thing. So this is very cool. I appreciate whoever took the initiative.
A complete surprise, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had no idea. I was over in engineering looking at floor plans. And Chuck says, we need you in the studio. I said, they need more time off. What are they going to ask for, more vacation time? Preston's complaining about too many live reads. I'm like, oh my God, what is it?
But the thing is, every one one of us has worked for insane program directors at various times, and I think the nature of the job drives people over the edge, and for some reason it has not done so with you. You've retained this balance that even if you're pissed at us, you present it in a nice way, and you don't call someone while they're on the air and say you should never have done that. You wait until they're off, and then you take them in and have them strapped down. And you truly you have this balance and this calmness that is in a frantic group of madmen and women that we are. You really are a father figure that doles out a lollipop when needed and sends you to your room when needed, but does so in this balanced, calm, and reasonable and nice fashion.
Thank you for saying that, Pierre.
There's really something extraordinary about it.
They say in teacher, sometimes you teach what you cannot do.
Right.
You guys do something that I wish I could do. I started out as a disc jockey and was pretty mediocre at it, So I respect and appreciate what everybody does and the talents in this room, on air, and also in our programming and promotions department. I appreciate that. And
you get a parking spot now, too.
Yeah.
That's right. It comes with a parking spot.
And one other thing, he's worked so hard on this 50th anniversary.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
He's pulled out, he's found archive selections I didn't even know we had, and I've been here for a long time. I mean, he found America singing A Horse with No Name. He found...
We had to steal that back from the guy who stole the tapes from us.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's found so many cool things and gotten, really worked the Foo Fighters thing and the Bon Jovi thing for these special 50th parties that we've had, and U2 and all these other things. And he's just, on this 50th alone, he's really
And the fact that he forged on even after learning that it's the 49th.
Right. Right, yeah.
Miscounted.
Yeah.
I mean, almost single-handedly ruined the Bon Jovi concert. I mean, I don't know anybody else that could do that.
That gave us a great story, though, for on air.
If you hadn't heard, we did a group photo right before the band took the stage, and they all have in-ear monitors and these little, what look like Walkman kind of thing attached to them, power pack.
I was wearing this jacket, by the way, and it got hooked on the button on my coat, and it yanked it out of his ears, and he gave me the dirtiest look.
They are seconds. I mean,
Wasn't Bill's fault.
No, it was nobody's fault. But they were they were running on the stage, and they stopped to do a group photo. And then in one of those bizarre Spinal Tap, truly moments, John's wire that goes from his ear to this little backpack that they all have in their pockets caught on Bill's coat.
Well, that's what you get for wearing a blazer to a rock concert.
I know. That really was my fault. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
All right.
Thank you all. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Pierre.
Bill Weston, the rock of MMR and Man About Town.
He is the S.
Yep, absolutely. The ESPYs are stupid, but I didn't see it. Marissa, you watched it. How did Danica Patrick look? She was hosting it, right?
She looked good. You know who looked really good?
Pretty much all I'm concerned about. What?
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale.
Kate Beckinsale
Of course
came
she
out.
would look great.
Why was she there?
Yeah. Is she a wife of someone?
She presented, I don't know if she's promoting something maybe, but she presented Best Championship, I think, which went to
Best
the Astros.
Championship. Best Championship. That's a category.
Steve and I got up close and personal to Kate Beckinsale when we were in Hawaii. She was promoting the movie Pearl Harbor, and she was at that time, Steve. I remember us going, "This is the most beautiful human being that I've ever been in close proximity
You and I
to."
were like, like in Zoolander. We could not understand what is this thing? What is?
We're just hitting things.
I mean, it's like no human looks like that. And then you have the other end of the scale, two sloths like us.
Oh my God.
Very good, buddy.
WMMR.
All right, thanks, Kath. As I said, September 16th, the MM Barbecue is taking place, and we have so many great acts that are going to be on board. And I was really delighted when I found out that this band is going to be playing at the festival. They were in town not too long ago at the Brooklyn Bowl, and they are currently promoting their album Blood Harmony, which came out not that long ago. And we are excited to have Rebecca and Megan Lovell Larkin Poe on the show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Nice to talk to you guys again. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, man, the pleasure is ours. Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure as well. Listen, I'm going to be straight up with you guys. You are my favorite current band in the world right now.
Oh, Lord.
I've fallen in love with you guys. And I think part of it was the live performance that you guys did here in the studio. And I think that you guys, sometimes you need to see a band live to really get it. And I'm just blown away by your musical abilities and seeing you guys perform here and pull it off with, virtually just acoustic,
Yeah.
And it was something else. So.
And he's not being hyperbolic. He will mention you guys all the time. So it's the truth.
That means so much to us. And we so appreciate that. Yeah, and we appreciate the opportunity. We love the relationship with you guys and so appreciate allowing us to come on and perform. Like you said, they were the first time ever live on air, strike gold.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really cool. So you're going to be playing our festival show in the fall, which is great. And looking forward to seeing a full live plugged in set. I wasn't able to go to the Brooklyn Bowl show here, but one of our producers, Connor, went and he said it was amazing. Do you guys remember that? And did you have a good time here in Philly?
Oh yeah, we did. It was a really fun show. And we can't wait to come back. It's gonna be a blast.
Excellent.
I think we'd asked about last time you were here, that vibe where you're performing with a number of different acts on sort of a festival type experience, and I think you guys said that it's something you really enjoy because you do like that sort of familial sensation of being with other touring musicians. Was that the case, or am I misremembering that?
No, I think we certainly feel that way. Coming up in the bluegrass scene, where there is a lot of collaboration, there's a lot of jamming. We certainly love that energy that can exist between artists on a bill. We have been intrigued that it's not as prevalent in the rock scene for folks to get up and jam with each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you go back to if you're talking about Grand Ole Opry, that was it. Everybody was on stage at the same time, playing together. So I could see the roots in country and bluegrass lending itself to that. But maybe we'll open up some new traditions here. When
Yes,
come in.
absolutely.
Have everybody jamming together. One of the things I love about the new album, Blood Harmony, is you guys really do mix a lot of genres in there. And I picked up on some blues, some Delta blues, some rock, some country, some boogie woogie. There's a lot of stuff that's intermingled in there. And so that gives a really good flow to the album, I think. And one of the things I wanted to point out as well, I've noticed a bigger sound in the production of this album versus the last one. Can you tell us about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, we certainly have been a live band from the ground up. We've been touring for 18 years now. And I think being able to have spent so much time out on the road, we have developed, a very strong connection as a very stripped back 4-piece. We're able to find a lot of energy in there being just the 4 of us on stage. And in records past, we'd never leaned into that sparseness. And somewhat, unexpectedly, when you're willing to lean into the sparseness, you actually can get a bigger sound. When you're not, from our experience, when you're not triple stacking guitars, there's more space for a single guitar to really shine and be huge. So I think with Blood Harmony, we really embraced, being really militant about not double stacking guitars, not layering the background vocals, just letting it being a very authentic representation of our live sound. And we were really pleased that it actually did translate into sounding a lot bigger than our previous albums.
Yeah, it's surprising. I know what you're talking about, even though it's stripped down, but there's a presence to it that's really cool. And you guys do let the music breathe in some of these songs, especially the opening track and the closing track are kind of bare, but they sound really big. It's really cool. Did you guys produce this one? Because you produced the last album, right?
Yeah, we self-produce all our records, and this one was co-produced also with Tyler Bryant,
who's an incredible musician in his own right.
Yeah, how did you guys happen to run into him?
Oh, just around the local coffee shop.
Right.
Rebecca, I wanted to ask you about this. I was spotlighting a couple of songs to Casey here. I told him before the interview, I'm like, because Casey loves bands that have great vocals. And so I said, listen to Blood Harmony, the title track, and Might As Well Be Me, to really get some amazing vocals in there. And while listening to that, honestly, before I even saw the story, I was like, man, how Rebecca can sing these songs night after night, set after set, and not lose her voice blows me away. But you did lose your voice recently, right?
It was so disappointing. Yeah, we flew all the way to Australia and New Zealand, and it was a pretty intense schedule. We had booked, like 3 and 4 shows in a row with not allowing too much time for jet lag, because y'all know, like, when you're out on the road with a band in this capacity, like, you're trying to minimize the amount of time that you're out. You're trying to, like, be super economical with the touring, and so we were really gunning for it. And especially in New Zealand, we had booked 4 shows in a row with 4 flights every morning.
Wow.
And so by the 4th show, I didn't have any gas left in the tank. and it was really disappointing to have to cancel the show, especially when we'd come so far.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? You gotta, like, respect the biological component of the instrument and be like, all right, well, that's all she wrote. We got to just roll with it.
Well, when you're taking, listen, even a coast-to-coast trip here in the States, I mean, that jet lag will catch up with you. And that's one of the big things that's kept me from really, I'd love to go to Japan, and I'd love to, believe it or not, even though I'm sure everything in Australia can kill you, I'd love to visit Australia. But that is such a tremendous amount of travel time. And then I think on the other side, you just have to be completely leveled from not, getting real sleep.
It's true. And what I find the most interesting too, and I try not to think about it when we're down there, because this is only our 2nd time we've ever been down into the Southern Hemisphere to play Australia and New Zealand, but you're completely flipped. So it's almost as if you're waking up at, like 4 or 5 a.m. to do your shows. And that's it's a very trippy experience when you're trying to make the vocal instrument, like, cooperate, but you're asking a lot of your body in doing that. So it's such a delicate balance, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Now, Megan, obviously you throw in harmonies. If your voice gave out, could you guys still get away with pulling off a show?
I think I'd just take over all of my harmony parts on the slide.
Okay. And you could do that. You could probably do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of the slide, you recently had a collaboration between you and Beard Guitars, right? For a is that, I guess, like a signature lap steel that you have now?
It is. It's a signature lap steel that I designed and Beard has been building. And it's just a fantastic instrument. It's one that I designed to be easier to stand with, because lap steel is usually played in the lap, and I've got to stand with it. So this instrument has been made so it's easier to run around the stage.
Well, I have to ask you: is there some sort of something that you wear, or like maybe because if you're having that thing kind of digging into your pelvis. I don't know how much you have it,
or your neck,
too, yeah, right, yeah. And do you put like a pad or something underneath that? Because after a while, I think it could be it's pulled into you, basically, correct?
Yeah. When I was playing my Rickenbacker, that's a very heavy instrument, and that was beginning to take its toll on my back. And so that's really the idea behind making this Electroleash instrument a signature guitar of mine, because it's half the weight. So it's really not nearly as taxing.
Okay.
Yeah, when I was listening this morning, I was getting Derek Truck's vibe from you. And when I was listening to, the 2 songs that Preston was recommending for me, I wanted to ask you about in 2014, because you're just going through like your Wikipedia, but like you work with T-Bone Burnett on the new Basement tapes, and I watched the documentary, and I have the album on my iTunes. I love the new Basement tapes. For those of you guys who don't know, T-Bone Burnett got a whole bunch of musicians together to basically write songs for lyrics that Bob Dylan never put to music. And I want to ask you guys which songs you were on, because it says that you played alongside Marcus Mumford, and Kansas City, I think, is my favorite song on that album. Are you guys featured on that song or other songs?
Yeah, we sang on Kansas City. We sang on what's the Rhiannon Giddens tunes? You know, it's funny. It's been so long, and we've never performed those songs live. So I think I would probably have to look at the track listing.
Yeah, well,
but that was like one of those experiences that was really mind blowing, because we were out in Los Angeles making a record, and we're very close with Elvis Costello, and so we were just checking in on Elvis to see where in the world he was, and he said, "Oh, no way! I'm also in Los Angeles." Working on the new Basement tapes. And so he had T-Bone hit us up to come in and play some mandolin. And then we also sang background vocals on a couple of songs. But it was such a wild experience. I mean, talk about just the condensed talent in the room. It was really an amazing experience to like actually just get to watch it go down.
That's pretty wild. Elvis Costello is known. I'm a huge fan. I've seen him many times in concert. But he's known over the years, you know, like he attached himself to Burt Bacharach, and they had a wonderful run of albums and things like that. He really seems to support musicians of all different types and be the kind of person you can sort of bounce ideas off of. So you guys say you're close with him?
Very. He is, I think, in the truest sense of the word, he's been a great mentor to us over the years. And we actually, speaking of jamming, the whole like Americana vibe of getting up on stage and jamming with one another, we met him at Merle Fest in North Carolina in like the mid 2000s. And we just became close friends based on that limited interaction. We just had a lot of like musical simpatico. And that is one of the greatest gifts that I think he passed along to us is disregarding the notion that as an artist, you need to dumb yourself down or to simplify who it is you are, like your identity within your music. He basically told us over the years, like, hey, you guys don't get into any box. Just be who you are, curate the art that you feel passionate about, and your fans will come to appreciate your unique voice for being multifaceted.
Yeah. If you're just tuning in, it's Rebecca and Megan Lovell from Larkin Poe going to be playing the MM Barbecue coming up on September 16th. Back in March, you guys were on Jimmy Kimmel. Was that your biggest TV appearance that you've done yet?
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm glad you chose the song Bad Spell, because I mean this is a compliment. That is a stanky song.
Yes, sir.
Stanky, man. And it's just, you guys can get into the grit, and it's just, you can feel it. So thank you for bringing the stank.
Oh man, it was really special to be able to be allowed that access, because we certainly are, we're like a little bit left of center, and it is hard to pin down what we do. So to get an opportunity like that and to expose people to the style of music that has absolutely changed our lives, like, blues rock and roll and roots rock and roll, it's so close to our heart, and we just want more people to know about it, want more people to support it.
Yeah, you guys do. You do a little bit of a balance. I'd mentioned those genres at the beginning, and do you see yourself tilting towards one or the other, or just kind of mixing it all up like this?
I don't know that we actually put too much focus on it. Meg, what would you say?
I would say you just never know with us. It's from record to record. It seems like we just kind of allow ourselves to go wherever the songs lead. And so who knows what the next record will be.
I wanted to ask you guys, because a lot of times I find myself, though I'm not a musician, on YouTube falling into musician YouTube video holes where they're describing an album or they're breaking down something, or and I just find it incredibly fascinating, even though I'm not a musician. Even though if they get technical, it still doesn't matter. I'm enjoying it. To you guys as musicians who are in it all the time, does that interest you as well? Are you fans of rock documentaries and things of that nature?
Yeah,
or
breaking things down and stuff like that?
Oh, absolutely. I just recently, I guess it was the other night, I watched the Running with Our Eyes Closed Jason Isbell documentary, because I think that it's so important to remind ourselves that there are very real people behind that, songs and albums that are speaking to us, and I think sometimes we can forget, like I can, cue up Fleetwood Mac Rumors, and sometimes completely disassociate from the fact that those were real people that were going through like a really traumatic emotional experience in the studio making rumors. But yet there's so much like kinetic energy within those recordings, and it's got to be because they were so awash in the human experience with one another. So the short answer is yes, absolutely. We majorly nerd out over that shit.
Now, you guys, you talk about putting personal stuff into your music. I definitely pick up on some of that lyrically in Blood Harmony. There's a song, and I forgot what the title of one, where you talk about your mom had a singing voice. Maybe it was Blood Harmony. In fact, I think that is it. Is that true? Your mom and dad, were they musically inclined?
Not music. They were big music lovers.
Okay.
And our mom has a lovely voice. And some of our earliest memories of music is sitting with her around the piano and her teaching us to sing harmony. Because she grew up singing harmony with her siblings. And so she passed that down to us. And that's Blood Harmony.
Man, I wish my family could have sung.
Oh, dude,
we were
to
trying to harmonize with your family.
So Nick Murphy, who used to be our video producer here, his wife is from West Virginia, and they go down there a few times a year to for family functions. And he says that he just like the whole living room is just filled with guitars and banjos and people singing and harmonizing. And he showed me videos. And I'm like, this is my dream.
Yeah. But Rebecca and Megan, Casey and Nick do a version of the Safe Light Repair jingle in French.
No, I wish I
where
did.
they harmonize. Should we let them hear that?
Yes,
You guys wanna do it?
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Stephen.
I got
Casey
kicked
did.
out of the
All right.
band.
Well,
sorry.
to be honest, we're not. We'll give it a shot.
All right, here we go. All right, ready? All right.
3, 2, 1. Merci beaucoup. Merci your face. Thank you.
That is-
Thank
yep,
you so
there
much.
go. Yep. Top that.
Amazing.
We're doing Kimmel next week, so.
Wow, the dulcet tones.
Yeah.
The
But you
dulcet
Yeah,
tones.
they sang in unison, though. Nora, you were harmonizing earlier.
Well, he's the harmony. I'm the.
All right, one more time.
All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1. Merci beaucoup. Wait, no.
Nope.
I'll take the low, you take the high. 3, 2, 1. Merci beaucoup.
You're still doing unison.
I know.
Ready? All right, let's
We got to do this all.
others are doing it.
We didn't have time to rehearse. I'm sorry, guys.
I think they're busy musicians, and here we are perfecting our art.
Well, when they're in town in September, you guys can do it live and in person for them.
Absolutely, it'd be our honor. We won't put the stress on you to invite us up on stage to do it. We'll just make sure that we're there for you.
Hey, listen, I want to ask you guys: Does Jackie Bam Bam have your personal cell phone numbers by any chance?
Yes, and
And so, how often does he call you? Because he calls me all the time, and it's usually he goes through his little Rolodex of people to call as he's driving into work. So, I would imagine you guys probably get middle of the night calls.
Jackie Bam Bam is one of the most precious of all of the rock and roll angels.
Yes.
And sends the most sweet and supportive texts. I actually haven't gotten too many dials, like straight up calls, but we have an ongoing text thread, certainly.
Will he send you random pictures of his dad holding up 45 records? Because we get those all the time.
No, but I want to get added to the
Okay.
chat.
Well,
he's listening. It will happen now.
Yeah,
so,
be careful what you say.
Oh my God! So I told you guys earlier that when you guys were in studio in September, Jackie and I were driving across the country. Now, before this cross country road trip, I love Jackie, but afterwards, I love him even more now. And so when you talk about him being like this angel, he really is. And so now I would answer probably 40% of his phone calls, and now I answer 80% of his phone calls.
There you go.
That's how special he is.
Yeah, he may be calling as soon as we get done with this interview.
I guarantee you.
Well, listen, we are crazy excited that you guys are part of the MMRBQ. We've become huge fans, and we're stoked for September. And I know you guys have a lot of work between now and then, but I know you'll save some in the tank for us when you come for the show. So we're very much looking forward to it.
100%. And you know what? I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to bring the Americana spirit. We're going to get up on stage. We're all going to get up with Billy Idol and sing White Wedding and have it be a medley with Merci Beaucoup.
Yes.
It has to happen.
I play drums. If you really need somebody to step in, you let me know. I'll learn songs.
Hey, here we go.
Yeah,
here we go.
And Kathy on the zither. So
Yeah,
it'll be great.
she'll bring her zither along with her too. No, thank you guys, Rebecca and Megan. Continued success on the tour. We will see you in September, okay?
You guys in September.
All right. We love you. Thank you. Rebecca and Megan Lovell, guys. Larkin Poe on the Preston and Steve show. And yes, The album is Blood Harmony, and it's fantastic. So excited they're going to be here. Tickets are on sale now. You can go to WMMR.com. If you need a link sent to you, just text the word finally to 39333, and you can easily access it. They're such great singers.
Yeah.
I mean, just Rebecca's voice, I was just blown away by in the studio here. And then you listen to the album, and there's just some depth there that's just solid, man.
They both can bring it. I love to, and they're, you know, the loyalty that they have mutually says something. I mean, you know, that's their star is rising, and they still make time.
Yeah. I want their cell phone number, by the way.
Yeah, I'll get it for him.
If you can get it from Jackie.
Stop calling me!
All right.
Can I mention something quickly?
Yeah,
about it?
please.
I wanted to bring up Zaz Ice Cream. Had Claire's birthday was last week, and I got I got this thing. They do an ice cream brunch with ice cream tastings and all this stuff, new flavors.
An ice cream
brunch?
And we did ice cream brunch at Zaz. It's on Germantown Avenue in Philadelphia. And Danielle is the owner and creator, and all these flavors. Kathy, it's amazing, but they're just really nice. So they didn't pay me to say this, but it's just a wonderful time. They offer these things, these brunches and these tastings, and there's ice cream flavors like you can't even imagine that are there. I had Earl Grey, which I love Earl Grey tea, Earl Grey ice cream yesterday. Creamy, wonderful, and they're just kicking ass because people have now found it.
I was telling you guys off air, I haven't had ice cream in 3 months.
That's insane.
Well, when you break the chain, go there.
Ice cream is my ice cream is my every night treat. Like end of the day treat every day.
Why are you punishing yourself?
As I'm on a weight loss program, so it's my own, and part of that was stepping away from the sweet stuff. But it's going to be so sweet when I come back to it.
You used to just do a spoonful, right?
Not a spoonful, half cup.
Oh, okay. I see. All right. Well, then that makes sense.
It was a tiny
so
bit.
Go to Zaz and just do 2 pints a night, and you'll be set.
That's it.
Yeah.
No.
It'll be awesome. But thank you to Danielle, and it was a wonderful time, and just wanted to give them some love.
I ate your share last night, Preston.
Thank you.
Don't worry.
Where did you go?
I went to Campus Corner, which is right next to Villanova, and they serve Hershey's brand ice cream, which I'm a big fan of. And I had Moose Tracks. Andrea also had Moose Tracks. Ben went with the mint chocolate chip, which is you know.
Ben said.
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
Wait, you crapping on mint chocolate chip?
No, I just
mint
think
chocolate chip is wonderful.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh
no, I love it. I'm just kidding.
Moose track. What's in Moose Tracks?
Oh, there's like
moose
chocolate,
flesh.
Chocolate ganache, little peanut butter cups, vanilla ice cream.
I don't know what ganache is, but
It's like ribbons of chocolate. You know how you can get like a peanut butter chocolate ice cream, and you get like the peanut butter comes in like ribbons.
The ribbons.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's what comes out before you complete.
Make that chocolate, Casey, and
Okay.
that's what you got.
Ganache.
Ganache. Damn fine ice cream.
You're gonna be my regular Saturday night thing, baby. Oh yeah.
That's me standing over a tub of ice cream.
Yeah.
I got the strawberry shortcake McFlurry yesterday.
I think we were talking about that.
We
last
were.
week, yeah.
So it was delicious.
So they actually over there they had infused the ice. So they had it had strawberry, I believe, in it, but it also had the ice cream itself was infused sort of with the taste of pretzel. There weren't pretzels in it, and you could. I mean, it was really well.
Yeah.
When you can pick out the separate flavors, that's pretty damn cool.
Nice. All right, we have more money to give away.
Whoa.
The thing, you know,
The concert
The thing
cash.
with the guy.
That thing.
Wasn't it going to be called something else?
I almost said secret text.
It was going to be called
Crumb Bum
Crumb
Cash.
Bum
Yeah.
Cash.
What happened there?
Well, because it tied into concert tickets, it made more sense. 'cause,
Yeah.
Rizzo was not known as your big concert goer.
That's a shame.
I'll see you in the mosh pit.
Yeah, a 1, 2, 3.
A 1, 2, 3.
A 1, 2.
Do you know what we need to do?
1, 2, 3.
We need to take Dancing in the Dark, remove Courtney Cox, and have him pull Frank Rizzo out of the audience.
Just me.
He agrees with you.
Would that be great?
Is there any footage of him dancing somewhere?
You can change it. You can do anything these days now with AI.
But maybe he didn't like Bruce. Maybe he didn't want to talk to him, and
You're going to have a hell of a story on that one.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to you.
Hey, here, big girl. What the hell happened to you?
I want to fight you.
This little girl, how old are you? 16? Jesus Christ. I just have to ask you, did anyone else survive?
Get away from me.
We have a few months before Bruce is at the ballpark. Maybe we could get somebody to dress up like Rizzo and
Oh my God!
get the front row.
Even if we're just risen in the dark.
Be brought up, risen in the dark. Risen,
Yeah.
as in has rose.
Come on up for the rising.
Yeah,
It's not the rising.
Come on up
the
for the
risen.
risen.
For the risen.
All right.
I want to tell a few jokes.
Oh my God!
I need you to stop talking and listen to me.
All right, Bill. I hear you.
The punchline is porch to geese.
We have a
That was a good one.
Rizzo tells dad jokes. Wouldn't that be great?
Right.
All right. I have a caller I need to go to.
Oh,
and
really?
It is, I believe it's Owen. Owen, are you there? Owen, why are you calling us, buddy?
I want $1,000.
Owen sounds excited, and I love that. Nice job, Owen. $1,000 and 2 tickets to the Barbecue, my friend. And are you an attendee of the Barbecues past?
This will be my first time.
Oh, I love it, man.
Excellent.
We are going to be happy to see you there. Where are you from, Owen?
Ridley, PA.
Ridley, PA, Delaware County.
Go!
Nice. All right, Owen. Congratulations to you, man. $1,000, 2 tickets to Barbecue 2023. We will see you September 16th, my
Can
man.
I give a shout out to my wife?
Yeah.
Our anniversary's on Ann Gorski Day.
It is.
Kellyanne and Caroline.
All right, Kellyanne and Caroline.
Yes.
And so and your anniversary is on Angorski Day.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right. Congratulations, there, bro. There you go. So we are nary moments away from doing it again. We've got 10 o'clock slotted for our next concert cash keyword. So let's take a break. We'll come back in a second. Bizarre File, concert cash, that stuff's coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR. Finally.
Victory, because last time he was here, Bo Allen was in studio.
That's right.
And they got to hang out together.
Bo Allen was like ecstatic.
Ladies and gentlemen, Pauly Shore is here with us.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
It was like Bradley Cooper against Mark Wahlberg, right? Is that what the vibe was?
Exactly.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Hilarious, right?
It truly was. Yeah.
It was great.
And Mark
I was so happy for you. First of all, congratulations. And I'm not just
Thanks,
saying
man.
that. I love sports. I'm obsessed with sports. So I was really into it, and I was so happy. I like that pass that he did.
Yeah.
that side pass.
Oh, the Philly.
Right in their face, dude.
No,
that was like straight up right in your face.
Yeah, they pulled out a trick play there.
Yeah, it
and
was
freaked
right in
everybody
their face.
out.
Belichick's like, what? He starts sweating, and then the big Samoan guy threw his headphones on. This is crap. What's going on here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In LA, because here the sports celebrities they're the biggest celebrities.
Yeah.
It's like the sports guys, and then like your news anchors and stuff like that.
Right.
Like who's bigger out there?
No, I was. It's funny. I was at the there's an exclusive club called the Soho House.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of the Soho?
I have heard of it, yeah.
So they're like in LA, New York. I was there and I saw. This was just 2 weeks ago. I saw Carmelo Anthony hanging out with Russell Westbrook, and they were just sitting there, and I freaked out. And, I'm like, I love it.
Do they notice you? I mean, because you is there any?
Yeah, they're like, man, keep that guy away from me. It's scary. Man, that dude is scary. Keep him away from me. No, they all grew up with me.
Yeah, that's because you're
so there's like a connection there.
Your life actually from the MTV days and from the movies and from the access that you had. You talk about access and about celebrities and seeing celebrities and living out there in LA and on the Strip. And the Playboy Mansion you were a regular at. I mean, you have got the kind of stories.
I forgot about that part. That was the part that you carve out, those 7 years. You just carve them out.
What was that like in the heyday?
I just say the word heaven. I was very fortunate, very lucky, very blessed. My mom and dad gave me the most amazing life in the world.
Yeah.
And I grew up, right on the Sunset Strip back in the heyday.
I mean, that had to be amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I saw every genre, every band. From Iggy Pop to the Pointer Sisters to X.
You seem a little not. I don't know if jaded is the right word, but you're used to growing up with TV comedians.
No, I'm
actors.
a fan, just like you guys are fans of people. I mean, I'm obsessed with Sean Penn. De Niro. All the great actors, Pacino.
We'll see
all these guys.
Celebrities who sort of blow that off or try to act as if that's not a thing.
If you saw me what people don't know, I'm just a normal guy, dude. You know what I mean? I just go home, I make my oatmeal. You know what I mean?
Make your oatmeal.
I smoke a little weed. It's California. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you can't say that here.
No,
Sorry.
of course you can. It's legal now.
It's medical. Pulled off the radio. Sorry.
No, we're good medically.
It's legal. My friends in New York are hilarious. They come out to L.A. My friend Tony. They just pack up a whole bunch of stuff because you can go. You don't need a medical thing. Yeah. You can go and just
get it. You were in Moscow and Jerusalem and spent some time there recently.
Yeah, it was my summer vacation.
First time?
Yeah, my first time ever.
I've always wanted to go. Always wanted to go to
or
both.
as the Jews say, Israel. Israel. But it was weird going there because it was basically, every dude that I saw, I'm looking at myself.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm Jewish. You know what I mean? These are my roots. So it's kind of like just going back to, I don't want to say weird things.
Say weird things.
No.
Because I've always wanted to go to Israel. It looks fantastic.
It's great. It's actually, it's not what people think it is as far as being dangerous. You know what I mean? It's very... But, the geography of it is very interesting. It's Israel, and then you got all these kind of Arab countries surrounding it.
Yeah.
Heavily, though.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of Arabs that live in Israel that are very pissed off and bitter, it's hilarious to me, too.
Yeah.
Because they're basically... So do you know what the name of the Jewish money is?
Not off.
It's called shekels.
Oh,
How
sure.
hilarious is that?
Okay.
I mean, it's so Jewy just to begin. Hey, can I get some shekels? It's hilarious. You know what I mean? But imagine the Arabs having to pay shekels. They don't give me your shekels. You know what I mean? Because they're on their land. In the Arabs people's minds, that's their land. The Jews stole their land.
Right. Yeah.
It's all about real estate over there and religion and stuff like that. That's the big kind of thing where people are fighting all the time.
But outside of that, it's known for incredible resort.
Yeah, it's kind of like Miami, or Brazil. I hadn't been to Rio or anything but like that. But Miami, where people are on the beach, and it's that's Tel Aviv. But then you drive about 40 minutes and you go to Jerusalem, which is the holy city, which is amazing, which is the center of the universe. And I didn't even know this, but this is where Jesus Christ was crucified. I didn't know that. I thought I'm Jesus Christ. I'm not thinking he's Jewish and in Jerusalem, and you know what I mean. I'm just most people. Sir, did you know that?
The Rick and Morty shirt.
Come here. Did you know Jesus was crucified in Jerusalem?
No, I did not.
You didn't. Where did you think Jesus was crucified? Come here.
I honestly had no idea.
Yeah, me neither. Okay, go sit back down. Sorry about him.
Because it's the Bible.
It
It's
ruined
the
the
Torah
show.
part too.
I pretty much went there for my mom. I mean, that's why I went. My mom passed away. I was really close with her, and I wanted to just kind of bring her to Jerusalem, and I wanted to be with her in Jerusalem because both my parents are Jewish, and they never made it.
No kidding.
They never made it to Israel. There's a lot of people that are Jewish that don't.
Did you plant a tree in her name? Well, that's kind of an honor.
I didn't know that. I screwed that up. Sorry.
You can go back.
I'll definitely be back to Jerusalem.
Besides that, and besides all the other stuff that's going on with you're busy. You have your podcast. You have all these other things that you're involved with.
Yeah.
And to the point of the documentary, is there in fact a documentary in the works, or is that just hearsay?
No, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's almost like it's got to be presented at the right time. It's kind of like my agents have to present it to Netflix and Showtime and HBO at the right time.
You're a pop culture all-in-one. I mean, you were at the center of a lot of what, before a lot of the. I was reading an interview with you, and you talked about running into Will Ferrell at some event. And he sort of gave you a lot of credit. Tell me what he told you.
Yeah, it was a Funny or Die event. It was like the birthday of Funny or Die, which is his website, which I do a lot of stuff with them. And
Adam McKay, too.
Yeah, and I came up to him, and he came up to me. It was just and he started mimicking me, and he started kind of saying that I started it, and, kind of, you know what I mean?
So he was a fan.
That's nice to
he
hear.
was a fan, yeah.
Who's blown your mind recently about, again, like a Will Ferrell, or somebody just out of the blue, or somebody that you thought you weren't even on their radar came up to you and was a fan?
Oh, man. I don't know, dude. It's too early for that stuff. I don't know. I can't think. I like watching Donald Trump.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just because I can't believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everything that happens in this, it's like it is a reality show.
Yeah.
You know,
well, we were talking the other day about there are so many reality shows that I just can't stand, and that people watch that they hate, but they still watch it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't know why people do that. My first inclination is to go, let's put me in a bad spot. Let me just change the channel.
Yeah.
Let me turn it off.
Yeah.
You know?
You watch it in doses, and the whole Omarosa thing is hilarious. Like she was taping people. I'm going to tape this. I think I'm going to tape this conversation. It's hilarious.
Did you ever run into her? Because you've done your share of reality
but I knew
stuff.
Donald Trump from back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, because he was always around the girls.
He was at the mansion occasionally,
Always.
right? Yeah.
And also Hawaiian Tropic down at Spring Break.
Right.
with Ron Rice. Hilarious. Vince Neil. It was Vince Neil. It was Jim Kelly. It was OJ.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? It was
the stories.
Fabio.
Oh, my God.
It was the best.
That's amazing.
Dude, I want to see this documentary.
It was the best.
We had Fabio in here. He was awesome.
He was cool.
He was awesome.
Cool, right?
He was,
Yeah.
Because Fabio understands Fabio. He gets it.
Yeah, he gets it.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly, OJ,
amazing,
and our current president,
and
you,
and Fabio,
and Fabio,
and Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore.
They didn't like me because I was getting all the babes. They're like, "Get that guy out of here, spatch, bro, spatch."
I remember watching those and seeing you, and you were hosting contests and all that stuff, and I'm like, this guy's just swimming in it, just swimming in it.
That's how it was.
I know.
Back then.
Back then.
That's how it was.
What's happening now?
Now I'm just chilling, bro. I'm watching CNN,
Once you've starred in a movie that's nominated for an Oscar, it's safe to say that you're famous, right?
Yeah.
Well, Saoirse Ronan, who is 24 years old, still doesn't feel famous, though. Yeah, she's adorable.
Yeah.
I love her and the accent.
It's wonderful.
She's just thinking.
It's at a garden party, asking inappropriate questions to Meghan Markle.
I love how they drop the G on ing words. Ronan continued saying she avoided reading about her. So she said,
I was farting.
What was that sound?
I was farting. Farting hard. You just know that'd be adorable. Just outside, standing in the glen, farting.
In the glen.
The glen. The morning dew collected on the leaves and grass. Yeah. Just decided it'd be a good time for farting. It does sound better, doesn't it?
Oh,
it does.
Oh, it needs to be a song.
Where were you, Auntie Saoirse? I was outside farting, dear. Farting hard.
There needs to be a song called Farting in the Glen.
Farting in the Glen.
You know what? I want to let Marissa vent for a moment because she posted something on Instagram yesterday. I got a lot of response. I thought it was kind of interesting. And there is a movement right now to phase out some plastics that we use in the world to maybe cut back on things that don't biodegrade, and they're clogging up, they're getting out in the water, in the oceans, or they're filling up landfills and so on and so forth. I know they're actually in the UK, there's a big movement to get rid of the plastic tampon applicator.
Oh. Yes.
And
going back to wood.
No.
Ow.
Like George Washington's teeth. Martha Washington used wooden tampons. And they were not effective.
Well, they were balls, though. They were very
They were balls, a little absorbent. They left rings.
But the applicators, I saw Alice Eve, because I follow her on Instagram, had posted a video of trying to end that. So they would go with like a cardboard or paper or something.
My thing with these floating garbage farms that are in the oceans is that many times they kill sharks, Case.
Oh.
So there's
some good we might be overlooking.
Okay. That's what they're trying to eliminate, stuff like that. And I can get it. Your thing sort of actually, believe it or not, Marissa, hit home to me because I think I have a level of passion about what you're talking about.
All right. Since I was a little kid, I'm thinking second grade, because I was in school in the 90s and there was a big push to not have the refrigerator open for too long, to turn off lights, to make sure that you turn off water, to conserve water.
Run,
Yep, while you're brushing your teeth. I followed all this. It's stuck through my life. I walk whenever I can. I take public transportation.
You're like a contestant on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire now.
Exactly. I will do anything to save the earth. It's just second nature to me. I don't even think twice. I recycle, I reuse. But when I drink a vodka water, I want to be able to mash the crap out of the lemon and lime that come in my drink. And with these gosh darn paper straws, they get destroyed. And then I have this mushy straw in my drink. And it pisses me off.
So the gist of it is you do not like the paper straws because you do not believe they are resilient enough.
No, they suck.
Okay.
Whoever's making them, they have no integrity and they fall apart. And I just want a plastic straw. I'm sorry. I love the turtles.
Why not just use a
Well, hang on,
Yeah.
Steve. I would. This is the only time I've ever asked to do this. Can I come over there and borrow your reverb for a moment?
Yeah, please. Oh my God, it's a pleasure.
Hold on, turn it off just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, to me, this sounds like a first world problem.
But we took a long journey to get to the point that Marissa doesn't like paper straws.
I just had a realization, Preston. This is probably something that like I deal with 3 or 4 times a week. Is that more of a first world problem?
Yeah.
That I probably have a vodka water 3 or 4 times a week.
Well, your alcohol addiction might be the bigger issue here.
No, the raging alcoholism is a secondary issue. The waking up in alleyways and
so I listen. We were
errant
at
knife fights.
Have you ever seen people drink sodas or anything that comes in a bottle out of a straw? You put the straw in the bottle.
Yes. Yeah.
I think part of the now. Do women sometimes, Marissa, opt to not drink out of a bottle or right out of a glass because of lipstick and a straw instead?
Well, lipstick or staining your teeth, all of those things. Or my mother would never drink anything out of a bottle. Like that would, like, for me, like when you see a bride,
vulgar?
like, I don't know. There's just time and place for that, and I think.
She'd take the bottle, go over to the windowsill. There we go.
I love opening bottles that way.
Yeah. Yes.
There's a great scene in Overboard where Goldie Hawn comes back.
That's exactly what I
She's
thought of.
opening the beer that way.
Yeah.
I try, that hurts your hand.
Do you think guys would drink beer out of a bottle if the top of the bottle looked like a little... Wait, I probably shouldn't say it out loud.
Okay, I was... You guys would drink it.
I got a question. Yes, Casey? Something you want to tell the class? You think guys would drink stuff out of beer but look like a vagina?
No.
Hey, we have a little while before we're going to get to the Concert Cash keyword. So can I mention a couple of shout-outs?
By all means.
I have... I effed up. I got way behind.
What'd you do?
What'd you do? I've had these sit around for a while, and I haven't gotten to them, and I apologize. I tried to get to them. Some of them I've lost, but this was a handwritten note, and I was supposed to pass along this on March 5th, and they actually sent it to me back in February, but I just stumbled across it. It was the 30th birthday shout-out. It says, yoo-hoo, and it says... My husband, Tony, a very long-time listener, got me hooked on MMR a couple of years ago, and it's absolutely the highlight of my day. We're Berks County beef farmers, and the days can get long and tough, but you guys make me laugh out loud, especially when you all do the mock thing. Now our daughter Rachel is a dedicated listener in Williamsburg, PA, which is about 5 hours west of Philly. Wow. Rachel's a super mom to our first granddaughter, Addison. She also has suffered for years of migraines since high school, but she pushes her way through the day delivering for FedEx, and I know she would be absolutely thrilled to hear a 30th birthday shout out from you all. Our family wants to thank each of you on the Preston and Steve Morning Show for making our day freaking awesome. That is from Judy Stafford, Rachel's mom. So here's a shout out, and thank you, you beef farmers, you.
I hope they hear about that. That's very nice. They got their shout out. Sometimes, it's a little delayed. You can't, as you said, you can't get it right on the day.
Nah, I tried.
It's accidental when you do.
Here's one from April 2nd. It says, hey, I was in the studio with my lovely wife, Colleen, to get my Eagles tattoo. This is from Steve Ardinger, by the way. Her birthday's April 2nd. I would love to get a juicy shout out for her birthday. She always loves my flatulence at home.
It's great.
So I said, why not extend it to her listening pleasure? And she has become an avid fan of the web and through the podcast. I'm pretty sure she will get to enjoy it even if she doesn't catch it live. Thank you for all doing what you do. Love you guys. I love Colleen even more. Happy birthday, baby. So here's a shark. Wow.
Wow.
That was
nice.
Beefy.
Yeah.
I think the word beef made its way in from the story.
Inspired us.
Yes. This one was supposed to be on the 9th. And this was sent to Nick. It says, "Hey, Nick, this is Ryan, Human Snowball.
Oh, yeah, Ryan Malger.
And seeing if there's any way my daughter Ava could get a shout out. Last Friday, she was the winner of the first ever Junior Lego Masters in Legoland, New York.
Wow.
Judged by the season 3 winners. Tomorrow, she'll be doing a live interview with Mike and Alex on Fox. So this is a while back, obviously. Be cool to get a laugh from today on the way there. Okay, well, that's not going to happen.
I hope they're still listening.
I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah.
So anyhow, she did it. Rage on. So Ryan, Ava, and the Malger family from Limerick. So here's the shout out. And I'm sorry
21 days late.
Sorry about the tardiness of that. And here's one from 420.
Oh, not bad.
Hey there, y'all. Like to request big fat juicy shout out Thursday at 420 to celebrate my son Stephen Moore for his birthday. This awesome dude's great son, husband, and dad, and he and his coworkers at Fast Signs in Montgomeryville have listened to y'all every day for years. Happy birthday, Stephen. Love, yo mama.
All you people want is more.
And she says, thanks, bunches, Preston from Virginia, Munden. So here's the shout out, and I apologize for being late with
That's
that.
not too bad, though. It was just a couple of days.
Yeah, I got a couple of them left, but these are for future dates.
All right.
All right, so we'll get to those
In the future.
when I can. The future. All right.
In the future.
Let's do the bizarre file. Here we go. WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
And the Bizarre File this morning is brought to you by PGW. Improve the comfort of your home and lower energy bills with a PGW Energy Sense rebate. Up to $1,400 in savings with new home heating equipment. You can learn more at pgenergysense.com. Security cameras captured the moment a moose casually walked into an Alaskan movie theater and helped itself to some popcorn.
Why don't you forget the moose?
Of course.
For a moment.
It was adorable.
Yeah. And you see him walk in and say, ooh, don't mind if I do.
Popcorn. Don't mind if I do.
Footage
What you showing in here?
from Kenai Cinemas shows employees in shock as the moose walks into the theater's foyer. The snack counter worker watches in awe as the moose eats the popcorn and then leaves the cinema with its nose stuck in a McDonald's Happy Meal box, by the way. Nick Fowler, a wildlife biologist, said, I do not know if a Happy Meal is good for a moose or not. However, I can confidently say that it's not in its natural diet. The moose mishap comes just weeks after another moose had to be guided out of a lobby in an Anchorage medical building, and I reported on that one in the Bizarre File as well. Ever since we've started playing the moose clip,
Tons of moose stories.
The moose stories have been surfacing. Am I not wrong about that?
No, you're not. Don't tell me there's not a connection.
Yeah, there's something going on.
I know that the moose population is very active on radio.
Yeah, must be.
Yeah.
A Florida sheriff who has taken a hard line against anti-Semitic extremism in his county announced Thursday that authorities have arrested a third person for making online threats against him. And just like the first two men arrested, this one also is living with his mother. Christian Zapata, who is 23, allegedly posted the message, I will kill Chitwood, mark my words.
Another Chitwood.
Yeah, he wrote that on 4chan on April 7th, referring to Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood, also named Mike Chitwood. He was his son, right?
Yeah, they're related, yep.
Yeah. Investigators traced the post to a home where Zapata had been living with his sister, her husband, and their child at the time of the threat. Zapata's sister told police detectives her brother was always on his computer, often participating in extremist chat rooms and talking to unknown people about conspiracy theories and white supremacist ideology. When police went to question Zapata, he had moved with his sister and her family to their mother's home. He allegedly confessed to making the post, identified himself as a nationalist, and cited his First Amendment as a defense. Zapata was arrested on a felony warrant for making a written threat to kill and now faces extradition to Florida, where Chitwood likes to meet accused extremists at the airport. That's what he likes to do.
It's pretty wild.
When they bring him in. I love it. Before Zapata's arrest, police busted two other men, Richard Golden of New Jersey and Tyler Meyer of San Diego, on charges of making threats on 4chan. Chitwood became a target of anti-Semites and white supremacists after he began speaking out forcefully against an extremist group called the Goyim Defense League that had been making racist and anti-Jewish spectacles in Volusia County. So he's not putting up with it. A Southwest Airlines flight from Atlanta to Houston was delayed for an hour on Saturday because passengers said somebody wouldn't clean up the mess they made on the plane.
It's happening more and more.
Passengers
Loose
said
stories in this.
flight attendants refused to allow the pilot to take off until someone cleaned up rice that was spilled in the aisle. A passenger, Jennifer Shaper, said it was the end of a long day and apparently they had a complete crew change. I'm sure they were tired. There had been a delay, and we were tired.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't want to clean up your stinking rice.
Shaper
clean it up or go to hell.
Shaper said that she and her fellow passengers couldn't wait to get off the ground Saturday night. She was headed back to Houston from her trip to Atlanta. And it wasn't until all the passengers had taken their seats that she saw the rice in the middle of the aisle. She said, I didn't see it happen, but apparently one of the last passengers to board spilled a large amount.
Rice?
Like it was a lot.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was. It was a big pile of
Big pile of rice?
a large amount.
I see it. Yeah, that's a big pile of rice.
Yeah, of what looked like some sort of Asian fried rice. And the flight attendant was really, really mad about it. Mad enough to keep everyone grounded. She went up and down the aisle, asking each passenger one by one loudly who spilled the rice.
You look like someone who eats rice.
Shaper said, my seatmates and I sort of got the giggles because it was so surreal. It was just hilarious. So she looked at us really suspiciously and asked us again if we spilled the rice, and we said, no, ma'am, we did not.
So tell me, food giant, did you drop your rice?
The situation continued to get tenser and definitely more awkward, gauging from the expressions on the passengers' faces. Said another flight attendant came, put a paper towel on it, and said again, we're not leaving this gate until someone cleans up this rice. But still, no one would confess. So somebody's sitting there.
Somebody knew it. Somebody saw it.
The flight attendant gets on the loudspeaker, and she says again that we're not leaving until the rice is clean. So she cleans up the rice. The entire time, she's telling all the passengers how nobody was raised right and how disappointed she is in all of us. About an hour after the rice was first discovered,
I expected better from you.
And after a sharp scolding from the crew, the plane finally took off. Shaper said whoever made the mess should have just taken responsibility. Said, I'm sure that after they didn't want to admit it, but yeah, they should have cleaned it up. And a spokesperson from Southwest Airlines said that they weren't familiar with the incident, but that their flight attendants do a tremendous job ensuring the comfort and safety of their customers.
So we talked to a flight attendant who said, if you just make an effort, so just say, can I help you? Can I get a bag? Can I eat it off the floor? Something.
Yep. Connecticut officials are investigating after a black bear bit a woman who was walking her dog Friday morning. The unidentified woman said she returned home after she was bit and called for help. She declined medical attention on the scene and went to a hospital for treatment. The woman suffered superficial injuries and minor puncture wounds. The bear was...
Just a love bite, baby.
Yeah, the bear was humanely euthanized at the scene, as is protocol in situations. When a black bear attacks a woman.
Get horny and you get taken out.
In an annual State of the Bears report, interactions between humans and bears are rising. The trend is continuing this year.
You go into the State of the Bears report?
And employees, responded to multiple reports of bear home entries earlier this week. Another bear in Salisbury, Connecticut, was euthanized after entering multiple homes. In a list of frequently asked questions about how to stay safe around bears, the state of Connecticut emphasizes that bears are not a majority threat to humans or a major threat to humans. People walking with dogs should keep them on a short leash and not let them roam free.
Thanks for inviting a bear to your meeting today. I want to tell you the thing you really need to worry about, the moose population. That's out of control. They're going into theaters and everywhere, and it's time you realize this. Thank you.
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
Listen to that, man.
Thank you for joining us for the annual State of the Bears report. All right, and then one final story, and this is a follow-up. Dozens of bodies have been exhumed in Kenya as part of an investigation into a suspected religious cult. The remains are thought to be the followers of a Christian cult who believe that they will go to heaven if they starve themselves to death. Remember this?
Oh, this, yeah. Yeah,
this
it's
last
horrifying.
week.
Yeah.
So they have found dozens. In fact, they have reached, as of now, 47 people that were apparently buried. Police began exhuming the bodies on Friday, April 21st, near the coastal town of Malindi.
They're called the Nutricites.
In the southeast of the country. So I thought that was a pretty bizarre.
It's horrifying.
Little added story to one that we had a little while back. All right, and there you go. That's all I have in the bizarre file. And look at the time. It's 10 o'clock.
MMR's Concert Cash. Now, here's your Concert Cash keyword.
All right, the word is miss, and that is spelled M-I-S-S. You have until 15 minutes after the hour to enter that, and you can do it on the contest page at WMMR.com. You can do it via the MMR app, or you can text it to the special contest short code number we have set up, which is 45911. One random entry wins $1,000 in our company-wide contest, and all MMR winners get 2 tickets to the MM Barbecue, Saturday, September 16th. Tickets are on sale now. Winners will get a call from our company, Beasley, so make sure that you answer your phone. Contest rules at WMMR.com for MM Barbecue details. You can text the word finally to 39333 for a link to the info. This is sponsored by Meineke, by the way, and the word again is Miss, M-I-S-S. So enter that now. We'll take a break. We'll come back in a second. Lesson question, trash, music news. They're on the way.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Sure, there are things that are similar, but they people get picky about the taste of the stuff in the can and the bottle if it affects the taste.
Yeah.
Straws are just one more step.
Those are things you think about, huh?
Oh, it's just what
Dear diary, I wonder if men would drink out of bottles.
Yeah, stop it.
If it looked like penises.
Somebody in this room had mentioned chocolate tampons earlier, right?
Yeah.
So
I was trying to help the health industry. and there's an obvious cooperative between Hershey's and Tampax.
Well, Marissa has had it. I thought you would get more support on the phones, Marissa, to be
Not a
honest,
one.
on the paper straws, and it's not really happening.
You're a complainer.
I got a lot of hands up emojis on my Instagram, so I got.
The hell does that mean?
I don't know. People were
Give
like,
up.
praise. Yes,
Give up.
word.
put your hands up.
Give up your stupid
Give
cause.
it up.
No.
Yeah. Praise.
No, like word girl, we support you.
Bird girl. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Listen.
It reminds me of Pat Boone's first day in Compton.
Word girl.
Word girl.
I just hate these goddamn paper straws. They're so.
That's it. Word girl.
That's it.
Word girl.
That's it.
Preach, girl.
Where is the Q in Q-tip derived from?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. It's technically a cotton swab.
Right. So a C-tip.
So I don't know where.
No one wants to put a C-tip in their ear.
I have no idea.
And by the way, Q-tip, you've done something to your product. You've cut some corners.
Are you talking directly to the
Yes,
Q-tip
I am
people?
talking to you, Q-tip. You've cut some corners, and I have noticed. But fortunately for you, you're still the best product on the market.
That's your fight song.
That's my
right?
fight song.
That's right.
1 second.
And I have noticed. Wait a minute. What is this? Is the swab part smaller?
No, the cardboard.
Medicated.
The cardboard is thinner. It's like they've shaved off a layer or two of the cardboard stick, and
Why do you go like this with the
I don't know.
cardboard stick?
I don't know.
The hell is that?
This part right here.
Okay, but
Yeah.
this
Holy
is...
crap, you have one.
Oh, I have.
Let me see.
Oh, Nick, you don't see it. He sits here while we're in the middle of breaks, and he cleans his ear.
You know what he's like, Preston?
Yes,
He's
you
like
do.
Hyman Roth sitting there.
I itch my ears or scratch my ears because they get itchy, and I'm.
Well, I don't care. Whatever. You're sticking that thing in your ear, and I turn over.
my ear. I got the thing in my
Listen, man.
There's usually something in one of his orifices when I turn and look at him.
I got a bit of a boogie here in my
Yes,
nose and
exactly.
my ear.
Pick an orifice. It stands for quality tip.
We're
Steve.
bigger than U.S. Steel.
Oh, did you hear that?
What?
It stands for quality tip.
Oh, okay.
Q-tip.
All right.
And so you've noticed a diminishment in the quality of the quality tip.
Yes, this should be less Q-tip, less quality.
How about
tip.
SP subpar?
Everyone's trying to be environmentally friendly, so
F
maybe
that.
that's a part of it, like the cardboard straws.
Oh, you know what? Here's a bit of trivia, and I did. I have heard this before. The original name of Q-tips were baby gays.
Now you're talking.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know it.
Can you get those delivered?
Stop it. I noticed that there was another video that was released from Pastor Jesse Duplantis.
Oh, our favorite, the jet and pastor.
That is absolutely correct. And, he still wants his new private jet. But he wants to make it clear that he's not actually asking anybody for money.
Listen to these verbal gymnastics that he's doing here. I think even he's surprised at how much this caught on because it just sort of swept across. It became a viral meme. And where these guys, it'd be easier to get away with this stuff maybe 10 years ago. And now it was just all over the place. It was on the national news. He was asking for his $54 million jet.
Yeah.
And we played audio of him walking down the hallway of his establishment there, his church, for whatever he calls it, pointing to the different jets he's owned. He has had 3 before. He needs this 4th $54 million jet that carries a lot of fuel, so he won't have to stop as he's spreading the word of the Lord.
That's it. So here's a couple of clips, and let's see what he has to say about not actually asking for money.
He didn't ask for money.
Here we go.
I'm not asking you to pay for my plane. The Lord said, I didn't ask you to pay for it. I asked you to believe for it. I don't dupe nobody. I've always been honest. 40 years I've been preaching this gospel, and I've never had a scandal. And this is not a scandal. I'm not discouraged. I'm not distressed. In fact, I am excited. I've never had this much press in my life. Well, that's negative. It don't make no difference.
And it's negative. It don't make no difference.
Don't make no difference.
So he's asking.
I am excited about all this negative press painting me as a money-sucking prick.
Yeah. So he said, I asked you to believe for it.
Believe for it.
Not to pay for it.
Now, if your method of believing involves your checkbook, I'm absolutely happy with that.
He had said, I never raised money for the plane. I put it in our magazine and said, believe God with me. He said there's a vast difference between believe in God and asking for money.
He's a Journey song, Preston. Don't stop believing.
Yeah. In the earlier video,
I'm just a small-town preacher living in a lonely world.
He could turn it around.
Yeah, I could turn it around.
Yeah, he used to take the train everywhere.
Yeah, but I took a $54 million jet going anywhere.
So, without further ado,
WMMR presents Boxco versus Delco.
Here we go, gang. This is going to be the final round today. Actually, 2 rounds of competition, same contest, but we are going to make this whole thing happen and finish it up today, and we are going to crown a victor, and that's all there is to it.
Before we get to the final event, here is a recap of the events leading up to this epic showdown. Listen, the week started off with Operation Evac, a race where the contestants were blindly dropped into enemy territory. Kathy started at Casey's golf course.
At the categories, which one would you like to begin with? Geography and transportation, sports, entertainment, schools and education, shopping, landmarks, history, or food and drink?
I guess I'll go shopping.
Shocker!
I know. And how much would you care to wager in that particular category?
I'm going to go 50 points.
Kathy, what outdoor shopping area between New Hope and Doylestown hosts a place called Giggleberry Farm?
New Hope and Doylestown.
It's MISS. Got until 15 after the hour to enter that, so do it. Or forever hold your peace, because this is our last time today, the Preston and Steve Show. I mean, there's more chances today, noon, 3, 5 p.m. We don't want you to miss this opportunity. And that word is miss, so make sure that you do that right about now. We're going to give away a lesson question prize. We have a pair of tickets for the 2023 Ardmore Outdoor Spring Beer Festival, which is coming up on May 13th at Shuffle Plaza. And the question, man, there's so many ones I can choose from today. Oh, man. I think I'm going to go with this. I was thinking about the merci beaucoup, merci your face. But that's too easy. How about this? Who was the technical advisor on the TV show Bonanza? All right, if you heard that around 7:45 this morning, we need to know the answer to that. 215-263-WMMR. Who was the technical advisor on the TV show Bonanza? If you know the answer, we expect you to call right now and claim that prize.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you this morning by A.D. Moyer Lumber, trusted expert since 1939. A.D. Moyer Lumber is your professional source for decks, windows, doors, kitchens, millwork, and more. Visit them on the web at admoyer.com. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Grey's Anatomy star Kelly McCreary saying it was a bittersweet decision to leave the show this season. McCreary admits she's excited to explore other roles. but says what she will miss is the convenience of always being able to piss in a bedpan.
No.
Olympic gymnast Simone Biles announcing on social media that she and Houston Texans player Jonathan Owens got married on Saturday. Owens said he fell in love with Biles the very first time she performed a double salto backward tucked dismount off of his penis.
Wow. Oh, my God.
And finally, Bad Bunny has apologized for a tweet disparaging Harry Styles, which was displayed behind him during his set at Coachella. The Puerto Rican superstar sent an apology assuring Styles that regardless of what he has heard, he's actually a good bunny.
No.
That's right.
All right, let's see. Someone out in Radio Land knows the answer to this question. Who is the technical advisor on the TV show Bonanza? 215-263 WMMR. We go to Tom, see if we can get it right. Hey, Tom, morning.
How you doing?
Good, buddy. All right, so who indeed was the technical advisor on the show Bonanza?
It was Hoss. Right?
Hoss! The information.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
I got a couple things for you. Yeah, a couple. Dave.
Yeah, a couple.
Have not heard that in a while.
Yeah, a couple.
Yeah. There are times when that tickles my funny bone.
Couple. Oh, God.
Go ahead. Sorry, Nick.
No, it's just disgusting. I'm disgusted by myself.
I will come to your defense here and say I am impressed by that.
Yeah?
That is the sound a dolphin would be very envious of.
Okay.
The second one?
That second one.
Dear Lord.
What's going on there? There are dolphins beaching themselves right now, I guarantee you.
And that's impressive to you?
I think it is.
They're drawn to
They're
it.
drawn to it. They know one of their own is hurt.
Do people eat dolphin?
Yes, all the time.
Okay.
There's a great dolphin place that just opened up on City Lines. It's called Blowholes.
We need to have a segment of Casey asking, do people eat this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You ask that question a lot.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You ask about people will eat certain things quite a bit.
There's a dolphin
Fish, like a mahi-mahi.
right
Yeah.
that people eat.
Right, but not the bottlenose classic mammal that you think of. But yes, mahi-mahi is
people
also known as a dolphin.
Who do eat actual dolphins do love gorilla kebabs. They're delicious.
Oh, there's that dolphin slaughter in Japan.
Yeah.
And that's because Japanese people would eat the meat in part.
Okay. It's a delicacy.
Yeah. and I
There's
guess-
a gruesome but amazing documentary about it. I think it's
Yeah.
called Red Tide or something like that.
yeah,
or-
it's foul.
Japan and Peru are two of the countries. This is music news.
Did you know there's a lot of people, a lot of Japanese people that live in Peru?
No.
Their last prime minister was of Japanese descent.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That's all the facts I
Yeah.
have.
Okay.
Yeah, a couple.
Dave Grohl was the special guest during Wet Legs Friday Coachella set. While performing Your Mom, Mr. Grohl had snuck onto the stage and joined the band for their longest and loudest scream. Ryan Teasdale told the crowd, okay, Coachella weekend 2. We've all been practicing our longest and loudest scream. Are you ready? Here we go. And Teasdale launched a countdown to scream. And then suddenly Dave Grohl appeared at the mic to help them with the shout of song. So I guess that's what he did. So Dave was a part of it.
I have no desire to go to Coachella.
Oh, no.
It's too and 2 weekends jammed. It's too
However, I
much.
would like to go to Burning Man.
That seems
I would
interesting.
like to be
Yeah.
a part of that.
All right, when is that?
I don't know. We'll go with Michael Giacchino. He does it
Oh, yeah.
regularly.
Yeah, he does it right too.
And the Van There people, they go as well.
Yep. The White Stripes has released their video for Black Math to celebrate the 20th anniversary of their 4th studio album, Elephant. The video was directed by cartoonist and animator Wartella and produced by his Dream Factory Animation. Wartella spoke on the clip saying, This short is equal parts collaboration with and homage to AI. Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
And there couldn't be a more perfect song to infuse with this technology than Black Math. Like all art, the video is open to interpretation, yet it also aims to tell the story about artificial intelligence that dreams of jailbreaking itself and becoming real.
I don't like that.
No. Sammy Hagar took time out to slam fellow Van Halen frontman David Lee Roth. There was an interview that Sammy was doing with Steve-O on Steve-O's Wild Ride. And he was, speaking of Diamond Dave, he said he is not a fun guy. He doesn't play well with others. I'm not sure what his problem is. I mean, he's just always about, how can I make this guy look bad? And it, not just me, in life. He's a chest-beating mother effer, and God bless him, because the early stuff is freaking great, he said. I thought he'd be a fun guy to know, but he ain't like that. He ain't like his persona. When you get around him, he's not that guy. He's some other cat, which seems to be
Probably about right.
Par for the course.
Yeah.
Speaking of Van Halen, the legendary red and white Kramer guitar played by Edward in the classic 1984 Hot for Teacher video was sold at auction for $3,932,000.
It's amazing.
I don't know if that's the original Frankenstein or not.
Could it be?
It looks like it.
The original Frankenstein, you figure it might go for more.
Yeah. According to the report, yeah, I think you're right.
One of our bobbleheads went for $3 million, Preston.
The winning bidder, I didn't see a penny of that. The winning bidder also took home the guitar's original case with tour and Warner Brothers tags and straitjacket and white gloves worn by Eddie in the video. And then finally, one last story. Coming out June 2nd is Roger Waters' latest solo set called The Lockdown Sessions. The album was recorded during the COVID lockdown 2020 and 2021. And originally issued back in December, was a digital-only download. The Lockdown Sessions include remakes of songs such as Vera from The Wall, along with Two Suns in the Sunset and The Gunner's Dream from Waters' final album with Floyd in 1983's The Final Cut.
And the rest of the tracks are sitcom songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I think Benson is on there.
Yeah.
And a few other popular ones.
Take the good, you take the bad, and then you have the facts of life.
Also included is Comfortably Numb 2022, which Waters and his band recorded
Show me the smile again.
Live in concert during his recent... This is not a drill tour.
See, Roger.
I mean, there's no words. This is an instrumental. Oh, you would sing along to it.
Yeah.
Benson.
Benson, Benson, Benson.
Was that his first name or last name?
That's a good
I would think
question.
it'd be his last name.
Yeah.
Because usually a butler is referred to by their last name, and that's what he was in the show Soap.
Now, Alfred
moved
was
on.
referred to as Alfred, right?
No, that's true. Yeah.
Benson Dubois.
Oh, it's his first name.
Ooh la la.
Okay.
Safe Light Repair.
I was thinking of like in Trading Places.
Right.
Coleman.
Oh, right.
Yes.
I assume that was his last name.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. And then the driver in Arthur was Bitterman.
Can't find a Bitterman.
What was the butler's name in that movie?
In Arthur?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hobson. Thank you.
Hobson.
Thank you. All right, there you go. That's what we have here today report.
Covered the Dolphins.
Let's talk about your favorite butler.
Oh, Mr. Belvedere.
Who's your
Mr.
favorite
Belvedere?
butler?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to have to be Alfred for
right?
me, for Christ's sake.
Oh.
Batman.
Yeah.
But man.
But man.
Okay, then who's your favorite Alfred?
Michael Caine?
Michael Caine's damn good.
Did you like Andy Serkis in the last one?
I did.
Yeah, me
Andy
too.
Serkis was a more robust. He's the type of Alfred that taught Bruce Wayne to fight, and that there's storylines that have that. So in addition to the other stuff, interesting.
Jeremy Irons was in the Ben Affleck version.
Yes, and he was excellent. I thought he was terrific because he sassed.
Yeah.
Him back.
Always wanting him to find a woman. Find somebody to settle down with. Yeah. And that was always a point of contention for him.
Didn't they make, Steve, a series about...
Tell me, do people eat dolphins?
about
Penny
Alfred?
something.
Every
Pennywise?
time
Pennywise.
Casey asks if can somebody eat that, you should do Batman
Tell me,
asking that.
do people eat dolphins? They will.
Penny Worth.
Yeah, that show was actually pretty good, I think, for the first.
Yeah.
Excuse me for a second, I have to ask some questions. Tell me, do people eat polyester?
What
Polyester.
about Penguin? There's a
Yeah, you asked about that. There was a penguin in the Batman universe.
It sure was.
Keep that in mind.
And do the right thing.
And I think you did ask one time, do people eat penguins?
I did,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't.
Well, you can't say that definitively.
Well, I'm
I'm
sure
gonna say it like
At
an-
some point.
I'm sure somebody tried
Yeah.
penguin at some point. but
Absolutely.
I think the conclusion is that people don't eat penguin.
Like, Nanook, what do you think of this? I'm not a fan.
However, there might not be many people in, Antarctica, but there are penguins in Africa as well.
and Madagascar, yeah.
And
Well,
Madagascar,
that
you're
is
right.
Africa, technically, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's off the coast of Africa, right?
Same continental shelf.
Ah, yes.
It's the upper shelf with
Yeah.
the Nutella on it.
Do you mind getting that off the continental shelf for me? Much taller than I am.
You're tall.
Yeah.
You grab that off the continental shelf. We're done with this, right?
We are.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I was saying, all right, so that means we're going to take a break. And
Though I do like the continental
I
shelf.
do too. And we're going to come back in a moment, and we will wrap up the program. So stay with us. We'll return shortly.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Sports.
Sports.
And I will go sports for 60.
All right, sports for 60 points. Here we go. Casey, your question. In Newtown Square, a famous heir lived on a large piece of land where he hosted a wrestling camp for Olympic athletes. What is his name?
DuPont.
Yes, that is correct.
Well done.
Okay, let's go schools and education for 50 points, Preston.
All right.
Schools and education for 50 points.
All right. Kathy, what is the Council Rock North mascot?
Oh,
Council Rock North mascot. The mascot one would find at that school.
I don't know. The Rock.
Okay, so you're going to go with The Rock?
I'm going to go with The Rock.
That's incorrect. They are the Indians.
I did not know
Indians.
Go, Rock. Go.
What year did the Springfield Mall open?
Oh, Jesus. I mean, why couldn't you ask me what year
He didn't.
Target opened?
Just ask it. Just ask it.
Kathy's very supportive.
This is the history of your county, man.
I know. And Target opened in 2005. But, you know,
Well, can you use that? to your-
Wanamaker's closed in 95. Hex opened after that.
You did study. You lied to me.
No, my mom quizzed me last night. We were eating chili, and she asked me lots of trivia.
We're eating chili.
We're eating chili.
Yeah.
Meet you in the basement. I'm bringing a pen.
I mean, the first Wawa opened in 1964.
Okay, yeah, let's get to the
I will
ball.
say.
If you got this right.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw out a number there. I'm going to go with the year I was born, 1975.
Oh, my God.
No, it was 74. Dude, you were so close. All right,
Man.
you call no fair on that because it was before you were born?
No, I'm not going to call no. It was just that's a difficult question.
This historic restaurant is located along the Delaware River in historic Bristol Borough and has hosted both kings and presidents.
Yep. I've been there.
Once again, this historic restaurant located along the Delaware River in historic Bristol
My mom is going to kill me.
Borough
That's a weird name for a restaurant.
and has hosted both kings and
Oh, my God. What is
presidents.
it called?
No, go to your happy place.
I know where it is. I know where I sat last time I was there.
Kathy handles stress very well.
She knows I love it when she yells.
Oh, you got to be kidding me.
Cracks me up. Mm-hmm. All right, think about it. Think
I
about
know.
Work from your seat
Man,
backwards.
it's like there's like a little hill when you walk in. It's like a little railing outside. A statue.
Miss Romano is here. Welcome to.
I don't even know if this. I'm gonna say Georgine's.
Georgine's.
Yeah.
That's incorrect. You're going to kill yourself over this one. It's King George.
Yes! It is! I have a gift card in my wallet for that place!
King George the what?
The second.
King George the second. I've not been. So have you been there? We should just carry on the discussion. I've been there!
I like the statue. Yeah, the statue and the railing are really nice.
Oh, man. I mean, like, I can picture it to a T. Exactly
right.
where I sat. My mom gave me a gift card.
You have a gift
I wish my mom quizzed me last night.
All right, so I have already closed out sports and I've closed out history.
No, you haven't. You haven't done any history.
Well, yes, I have. All of my shopping questions were freaking history questions.
Oh, my.
Wow. This
Thank
is
you.
what we've been
Thank
waiting
you.
for.
Yes.
Impugning the contest itself.
Yeah.
You knew it was going to happen.
It was good, though, right? What year was this thing? What? Stupid questions. Let's go food and drink. Maybe.
Food and drink.
Food and drink.
Food and
For
drink.
how much?
For 50.
Food and drink for 50.
Preston's not even picking
Come on,
his
man.
head
That was a
up.
good joke.
Okay. All right. You get this wrong. You get this wrong. And this, if you lose this whole thing, this is all your fault.
Okay.
All right. You ready for this?
It better be a softball.
A large Pica's pizza.
Oh my God! Costs how much?
Is cut into how many slices?
Oh, okay. That's a really, really crap question.
A large Pica's pizza is cut into
you can
how many
do a little
slices?
diagram, whatever you want to do.
There's the box.
Round, and
It's a
then there's
rectangular
line.
shape, right, Case?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what he's drawing.
All right, so that is that's a Neapolitan, right, or is it Sicilian square?
No, they just do their own version. They put the sauce on top of the cheese.
12.
Right.
Casey says 12. Damn right you got that right. And what did you wager on that?
50.
1,000 points.
The scores are as follows. Bucks County, 1,070 points. Delaware County, 830 points. But there's ground to be made up here. And we're on to round 2. Now, things are going to change quite a bit in this particular round. Our categories are going to remain the same. In the past, you've been able to pick your own category and pick your own wager up to 100 points. This time, I thought it'd be kind of nice because you guys have been avoiding certain categories. How about you pick your competitor's category and your competitor's wager in this round? Kathy's leading, and she gets to go first, and you get to pick the category that Casey will choose from and how much Casey will wager in that category.
Okay, I'm going to go history.
Okay. Of course.
For 50.
All right, history for 50. All right, Casey. Delaware County was formerly a part of which other Pennsylvania county?
I believe Chester County.
Your answer is Chester County, and that is correct, sir. Wow! Delaware County split off in 1789.
Interesting. After the great Battle of Chester Hill.
They were originally together, and therefore Casey gets 50 points in that particular one.
All right, so for Kathy, I'm going to go with. This is hard. I'll go with sports.
Of course.
For 100.
Sports for 100. All right.
So sweet.
Kathy, here's your question.
Yeah.
Who was Neshamini's starting quarterback in 1990 and current Penn State head coach?
I don't know. God, I know you're going to say it and I'm going to recognize it, but I don't know it.
Okay, so you don't have an answer, or you're just
say a
gonna
name.
throw a name out there?
Say your name. Say your name.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, although I think he's a representative.
No, that's incorrect. Casey, do you know who it is?
Franklin.
Yeah, James Franklin is the correct answer. So Kathy gets docked 100 points.
All right, I'm gonna try this, but I'm gonna go shopping for. What's the difference here?
You are at 970 right
You're
now.
up by
Casey's at
90.
880.
All right, I'm gonna do 50.
Okay. Keep in mind, these questions came from residents of Delaware County.
People who live there.
They want you to win.
Yeah.
But these are the only questions that I had to go off of, Casey, so no complaining, please.
Well, no. I've already done all my complaining for the day.
I'm sure there'll be no more complaining.
You've got more to go.
I got
This site, recently home to the Countryside Market in Swarthmore, or is it Swarthmore?
I say Swarthmore.
Swarthmore.
Uh-huh.
was a convenience store in the 1980s. The convenience store had 3 names before becoming the Countryside Market. You just have to name one of those.
Soups? Or like supers?
Incorrect.
Ooh.
No.
Really?
It was either Eddie's, Albert's, or Evans.
Okay.
All right, Kathy, which former Philadelphia Eagle graduated from Pennsbury High School in Fairless Hills?
Is it Troy Vincent?
That's a good answer, and it's correct.
Wow.
Yes. In 1850, Delaware County's county seat moved to Media. Okay, Media is considered the county seat of Delaware. Where was it originally?
Chester.
He's right. Chester was originally the county seat. All right, what category and what's the wager, Case?
Kath, I just want you to do well. Right, so I'm going to give you a whole bunch of points. We're going to wager 100 points on history.
History. This person was the founder of the religious school Log College and later the pastorate of the Chamonix. 93.3 WMMR. The song is called Kid. 10:34, the Preston and Steve Show. We are at the end of today's program. And we are happy that you stuck around for today and hung out with us. It was a good Monday back. Mondays can be hit or miss. I think today was a hit as far as
it felt right.
It felt good.
Yeah,
you know?
we said lots of stupid things that weren't actually connected to the conversation. That's how you know you're doing it.
I think that's a
you're
good
doing
sign.
it right.
Yeah. So very enjoyable day.
Predictable.
We give away money from MMR's Concert Cash and concert tickets to the MMRBQ, of course.
Yes, excellent.
Nice to do that. More opportunities are coming up as Pierre, who I believe is back today.
I believe so.
Is going to kick that off.
Here he comes.
Noon and then 3 and 5, so plenty of chances, which is cool. And I would like to thank Larkin Poe.
Hey!
Both Rebecca and Megan were on the show. They will be playing the MMRBQ on September 16th, and it was a joy to have them on. Their new album is called Blood Harmony. It's fantastic. They're amazing musicians, and they love coming to Philadelphia.
They do.
So we're looking forward to having them at the MMRBQ. I think it's going to be a shining moment at that particular show, which is cool. So Pierre is indeed here, kind of wandering around a little bit. Hey, man.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Wonderful. You?
Fine, thank you.
Enjoy some time off?
Well, I was at home working.
Oh. Well, it was time off, though.
It was time off.
Well, I mean, if you were working, were you working on you?
Yeah, I mean,
Was it the organization week?
Yeah.
All right, I remember that.
Well, for taxes, right? You got everything all set?
Started with taxes, but then box after box of crap and garbage and stuff from 8th grade and then stuff from yesterday, all in the same box. And
you attended the John's the induction ceremony down in the.
I did do that. Yes,
for John DeBella.
That was really cool.
All of our friends.
Yeah, that was very cool. And so I mean, it was these beautiful days, and I'm stuck with boxes of paper and boxes, and so many boxes. And I finished one, and then a couple of friends came over and helped. And they go, "Here's another one." No, not another one. Yeah. It's mind-deadening work.
Yeah.
Do you feel better on this side of it, though? Right?
No,
you know,
no, because there's still more.
I was going to say there's more to do.
Yeah,
right?
There's more. You never get caught up, and then even if you do. The trick is to stay caught up.
Yeah.
And then you see people who it comes easily to in life. A friend of mine said, just look at it as your disability.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
And that way you don't beat yourself up over it. And I am disabled in that way. And then I caught a cold during the whole process, too. I don't have COVID, tested, but I do have a little cold.
Okay.
So it was a fairly miserable week.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, I see you're coughing and everything.
No, I had a miserable week off a while back, too, so I know what that's like.
Yeah. But I got to hear Jackie do a block of Tool and say the word schism.
Schism.
for one of their songs, which is actually pronounced schism.
Yeah.
But he insists on, even after I've told him to his face the word is schism, he goes, okay, schism. Okay, whatever.
Don't be vinaigrette.
Someday I'm going to have a long talk with that boy.
He needs it. All right, we need to get our first letter of the week. You ready, man?
Yes.
Here we go.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve show is brought to you today by the letter
B as in beautiful.
Beautiful. All right, and we have a 4-pack of 3-day weekend tickets and meet and greet with Papa Roach for the Bamboozle Festival, which will be May 5th through the 7th at Baderfield in Atlantic City. Limp Bizkit, Papa Roach, Motionless in White, and 60 more bands. For tickets and information, you can go to bamboozlefestival.com and get it. What's going on today, man?
Well, we will have workforce blocks of Tom Petty, Van Halen, and an Earth Songs block in honor of Earth Day.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, well, thank you, Pierre. And I want to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show is brought to you today by Duncan. Preston and Steve Show runs on Duncan. Also brought to you by Shock IT. Protect your business. IT infrastructure now with ShockIT.com. All right, and on tomorrow's program, Tuesday, Tat Tuesday, we'll have your chance to win. And comedian Greg Warren. Always a great conversation. So we will talk to him. And, of course, the concert keyword. Oh, speaking of that, hang on. I want to go to phone line. Hi, Danny. Are you there?
I'm here.
Is it Danny? Is that how you pronounce your name?
Yes.
Danny, why are you calling at the very end of the show here?
I just won $1,000.
How about that? Another one. Another $1,000 winner. And Danny, tickets to MMRBQ September 16th as well for you.
Oh, I appreciate it so much. And since Pierre is there, I was his biggest Bon Jovi fan contest winner back in the day.
Oh, cool. Excellent. And what did you win that time? Do you remember?
It was 2 tickets to the concert, and I got to stand on stage.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes, and Chris Daughtry was there. It was an amazing concert, an amazing time. I've been listening to you guys since I was a freshman in high school.
That's awesome.
Then you have certainly earned these prizes. That's what we want. Longtime listeners to win this stuff. All right, Danny, congratulations. $1,000 MMRBQ tickets. We will see you there.
MMR Rock.
Oh, you're the best. Thank you. And that's how you do it. Pierre's got your next shot coming up at noon. That's it. We're done. Rage on. Have a great day. Oh, and it's brought to you by Meineke. Is that what you wanted me to mention? No. Oh, you had it sitting in front of me. All right. We'll see you tomorrow, gang. Bye-bye. See ya.